Hi, everyone. It's me, Timmy, from Tim Jong-un Productions, and here we are with another episode of Far Off Films Podcast, greatest movie podcast of all time. Who are you, people?
Fuck nefarious reels.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm referencing things already. Nice.
I'm Jules from the channel The Walrus Man.
And I'm Luca. Bam.
From Lucas.
From Lucas.
From Luca. Yeah. Nice. How are we all today?
I'm
Fine.
doing good.
Yeah.
Nice Friday.
It is Friday.
It's Friday
now.
for me. It's 8 a.m. for me, as always, when we're recording this shit, so...
Yeah, I wish I could record it at 8 a.m.
Yeah,
Till
the things
one,
that I do.
recording
Yeah.
this shit.
Yeah,
The things that I do for content.
Yeah,
Yeah.
9 to 2 p.m. for me, you know, right in the middle.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
perfect,
fuck off.
actually.
Just shut up. Just get to the first story already. What are we
Okay,
talking about
go.
today?
Yeah, movie
Oh, yeah.
news.
Okay, so I got some cool shit to show you.
I hope
You can
so.
click the yellow one now, Timmy. Oh, Luca.
The yellow one. Okay.
I'll just...
What
Curious
the hell?
worker ignites foam, causes huge warehouse fire.
Jesus.
China.
Jesus
I
Christ.
I saw this video an hour ago. Maybe Timmy, you can put it on screen, but it's a guy in... It's kind of self-explanatory. It's a guy in a warehouse in China. He puts a lighter to a big giant thing of foam, and it just erupts into flames.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at this right now.
Oh my
Jesus fucking
God.
Christ. I didn't know we'd start this episode so morbidly. Like, what the fuck?
It's like Thief.
I love the way he like tries to pat it out.
Oh, man. This is like... No, I don't have a good point of reference.
Yeah,
for
I don't
this.
really have
I'm
anything to say about this. I guess it's
Yeah,
just like a
like, what do you
cool-
want me
Yeah.
to say?
I
Like,
just
to
get, like, a
this?
weird-
Jesus.
I just thought it was a cool video.
No, I'm glad you
move on to, like,
pointed
some-
this out. Yeah, I'm
Nice.
glad. I'm glad we're talking about this for a bit. Yeah.
All
so.
right.
Yeah, I've got another goofy thing for you if you want to scroll down.
Mm-hmm.
Is Danny Devito is being Danny Devito all day on Twitter. I'll read you a selection
AKA
of his
the
tweets.
sexiest celebrity of all time.
I'll read you a selection of his tweets. This is my this is from him.
I'd rather
Raise your
fist a
hand.
dog than be in a relationship. Piss my pants. Pee pee poo poo.
God.
Let's head over there and boil their firstborn alive. Raise your hand if you fucked the devil.
All right.
How high was Danny DeVito when he typed all this
I
shit?
don't know. Oh my lord.
I love how the one has
yeah, I think
420 likes.
Yeah, I was like, nice.
Oh wait, 420 comments. Sorry, 420 comments.
Yeah.
But I still, that's
It's a
impressive. I'm
testament.
very happy
It's
with
a
it. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
testament to his skill.
It's a testament to his character that you can't tell if he's actually been hacked or not, or he's just like carrying on as normal.
Yeah, no, because this seems like just shit that he would just normally post anyway. At least like as his like Frank Reynolds character in It's Always Sunny. Like that shows the reason why I am obsessed, I guess is the correct term, with Danny DeVito.
I love that.
Just his character in that show is just everything I live by these days. So every now and then I will say
Monster condom.
it's more like Magnum Dong. You know, or I'll just say shit like I'm the trash man. I throw
I'm the
trash
trash
all over the ring. You know, yeah.
boy.
Go down to Gunther's Guns. Don't be a victim. No, it was the thing that he said before that's even funnier. It's like, now look, these pieces of garbage, I don't know if they wanted money or if they wanted something more sexual. Luckily, I had my pieces, my guns. I love Danny DeVito so much. He's so
Have you guys
quotable
ever
in that
seen-
show.
Have you ever seen that tweet from like 2009 that just says gaming?
No. Did Danny DeVito type that?
Yeah, it's just a tweet from 2009 that just says gaming.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite tweets ever.
Is there any actual movie news or?
Yeah, this is the last one,
Okay.
which is I know Timmy, you're particularly invested in this one.
Is
This
it more Lord of the Rings
about...
shit?
No. Fuck that
Okay.
shit. It's about Warner Bros.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is from Boris Kitt, who's a journalist at the Hollywood Reporter. Warner Bros. Is in a financial mess as the studio only has enough cash to release 2 movies from now until the end of this
Jesus
year.
Christ.
Oh my god.
Which is Don't Worry, Darling, and Black Adam. So apparently I didn't know about this, but they're like heavily in debt to, I don't know.
That's
people, I
so
guess.
fucked. Only 2 movies.
Only
Two
2.
movies.
So
They're really banking.
So you're telling
There's a
me
lot
that
riding on Black Adam.
I was gonna say, so you're telling me that Aquaman and Shazam got pushed back, not because they're like, I mean, they're probably not gonna be good movies anyway, but they're
What do you
probably gonna be
mean?
hilarious as shit. Aquaman 2, I'm excited for that. I wanted
Yeah.
to see the second Aquaman because
I
it
wanna
looks
see-
hilarious. Because the first one was so
Shazam
funny.
2 with I want to see Shazam 2 with Helen Mirren playing a villain.
Yeah, I liked the first Shazam, so I would like more
Shazam.
of that. Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
David F. Sandberg.
So I'm just gonna say this right here, right now. Every nice thing that I said about David Zaslav and the new direction of Warner, but like every nice thing that I said in the last episode, I take that all back. This guy is
Yeah,
not
they
only a
went too far.
fucking asshole, bastard, douchebag, piece of shit, but he is genuinely like tearing apart and ruining the community that is film and animation for not just the Warner Media Company, but just like for the film community as a whole. Because I don't know if you guys saw this, but when they not only like removed like over 20 pieces of like animated titles from HBO Max, basically fucking over the artist who like poured their heart and souls into those movies, because like they make money not just off of, you know, making the show and like producing it on like HBO Max or TV or fucking wherever, but they also rely on the residuals that they earn from those shows because they continue to exist on HBO Max. And look, even if you don't give a shit about any of that, like you are still never going to see stuff like Infinity Train or OKKO Let's Be Heroes or Close Enough from the same person who made regular show. Like you are never going to see these shows again because these guys decided to take a pay cut and save some money than, I don't know, investing in actual art and investing in actual, you know, great entertainment and animation. Like fuck off already. Like Jesus, like it's one thing to like, you know, take apart and not release and like scrap like cape shit superhero bullshit. Like I don't give a fuck about that, but then now you're like getting in, now you're just being actual douchebags. Like now you're getting into predatory like business practices. It is really, really fucking annoying and just really dishonest and really scummy to the people and the animators who worked hard on making something that will probably never see the light of day. I mean, you can still pay money on like fucking YouTube or like Amazon Prime and shit, but it's like this was a place that was dedicated to, you know, these people who worked hard on their animated series, and for the most part they are successful. Animation can be successful, and so, you know, Infinity Train isn't like some fucking indie like art house thing that no one has ever heard of. Like there is a large fan base for that show, the same way stuff like OKKO also had shows. So I don't fucking know what's going on here. Apparently, like, if they're as in-depth as they say they are when it comes to, you know, trying to save money and get tax rewrites and shit like that, like, okay, fucking whatever, but, like, it, to me, my question is that worth burning all these bridges? Like, is this really worth, like, ruining, like, potential, like, relationships that you could, because you're not
They've
going to get,
destroyed,
like, yeah,
They've destroyed
completely
like all of
fucked.
their goodwill.
Yeah,
They've
like
destroyed
you
all
are
of
not
their
going to
goodwill.
get another regular show or another like Steven Universe or another Gumball or a new Batman series. Apparently, they're not investing in a new Batman show, which could earn them a lot of money. Like I would see that. Like as a fan of the original Batman the Animated Series, like I would see a new
I'd love
kind
to
of
watch
like
that.
reinterpretation of the Batman the Animated Series. Like what the fuck are you doing? Like how are you going to invest in great future projects that will not only be critically acclaimed but like will probably earn you a ton of money if you are just burning bridges like this? Like fuck off. Like every nice thing that I said about David Zaz, I take that all back. Like you are a rat bastard piece of shit. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Yeah.
I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this stock right now. Over the last month, they've gone down from like, well, they've been going down a lot over the past year. So they went from like $17 to like $12 in like a few trading days.
Oh, I wonder why.
Yeah, they've had a really
Yeah,
big
and debt has
drop-off.
nothing to do with stock price. I will say that. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm not like a stock expert or anything like that, but like,
Yeah, no,
you know,
doesn't
it
have
kind of
anything to do
goes to show that like you're fucked. You know, like it doesn't matter like that 35 million people like tuned in to watch House of the Dragon. Like no one gives a shit about that. Like if you're going to continue burning bridges like that, like this, that is such a short-term way of looking at things. Like you need to look at this thing from the long term. Like if you want to have content, because that's what all streaming services like really want at the end of the day, content to fill their library. Like Netflix's whole ordeal is just spamming as much shit as possible and then dumping all that shit on Netflix as possible. And yeah, like
They throw as much
you know,
shit
like
at the
they're-
wall and see what
yeah.
sticks, and sometimes it works.
Yeah, like now they're doing stupid bullshit like bringing back ads
Yeah.
like on Netflix, which is like defeats the whole purpose of having Netflix in the first place. But like, you know, like Netflix
just
would
going back to
never do
cable
something
TV.
scummy. Yeah, I guess so, because like they would never do something scummy like this, where it's like fuck you, like you know we're taking this off now, be done with it. Like you know,
they probably
like
would.
probably, but I don't know, like if stuff like
They
I
wouldn't
don't
do
know,
it
like
for no reason.
yeah, like the reason why like Daredevil and all that shit is like gone from Netflix is because they literally lost the rights to like these Marvel characters.
the
They
only
could not
reason-
like literally
The
hold
only
on to
reason
these
stuff gets
characters
moved
anymore.
The only reason stuff gets moved off Netflix is because like the rights are shuffled around to
Well,
it.
Netflix cancels a bunch of shit that people love.
That is true though.
Yeah, they're scummy for a different reason. I'll say that they're scummy for a different reason. But like this,
It's like
what
comparing
HBO
dog
Max
shit
is
to cat
doing,
shit.
yeah, is like an all-time low. Like that's low. Like I don't know. Like if I produce some like bullshit, terrible like Netflix show and I got canceled for like one season, like at least that one
At least it's
season is
there
going to
forever.
stick around at Netflix forever. You know, so
Yeah.
unless like I get jinxed and like Netflix does the same thing like a day after, which I hope
Yeah.
not. Like Disney Plus would never
I'm-
do shit like this. Like all their content is fucking awful, but like at least it's there and it gets like continuously new seasons. You know, I'm never gonna see like the Book of Boba Fett or fucking She-Hulk or any of this shit, but like, you know, at least it's there and it's like it's
It'll
invested.
stay there.
Yeah. I don't know. Those are the only streaming services that matter. Like Paramount Plus and Peacock and like Hulu and all this
He's
shit.
been waiting
like, oh,
all
well,
day to rant about that.
yeah. Or I don't know. I guess Hulu is worth because I have Hulu. Not because I.
We don't have Hulu over here. It's just.
Oh,
obviously-
you guys don't have Hulu? Okay. Well, like Disney
I don't
Plus,
have
like
HBO either. That doesn't exist here.
yeah. So I guess just none of
I'm
this
alright.
means anything to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I got binge. So that's basically our HBO.
what the fuck is binge?
Yeah, we have Show Max here in South Africa.
Oh.
Yeah. Everything's all the
Yeah.
same. I wish I could have HBO so then I could like watch like the Batman and shit.
You know what
Yeah.
would be great to get Warner Media out of debt? Make HBO Max fucking available worldwide instead of doing this selective process
Yeah.
bullshit. Like, what are you doing?
God.
What are you doing? Like,
Like
is
Netflix
it
is
because
available worldwide right now. Like it's
yeah, and that's the sole
it's
reason
it's taken them a little
why.
bit of time, but like yeah, they haven't been like
That is the
dragged their
sole
feet and
reason
stuff.
why they're like number one in terms of like the number of subscribers for streaming services because it's available worldwide. Like, and the same thing could happen for HBO Max. Like, before this Discovery
Disney
bullshit
knows
thing
that.
happened.
They rush that shit out so fast worldwide.
Yeah, exactly. Like, is this because of a rights thing? Like, is that the problem? Because like, I can't think of any other reason why HBO Max isn't like available worldwide. Like, if you want to increase your subscriber count, if you want to like, you know, earn enough, like more money so that you can get out of debt, then make HBO Max worldwide. Make it available in Europe and South Africa and Australia and all these other fucking places. Like, what are you doing? Like, there is another answer to your problem, and you are not taking it. Instead, you are doing stupid shit like this.
Yeah. I'm calling this
yeah.
now. Like, in a few days, we are going to see, in the next few weeks at least, we're going to see headlines that say mass layoffs at Warner Media.
Oh, that's already
HBO Max.
happened. That is already happening
Oh,
at
it's
like
already happened?
Warner Media.
Yeah.
Like I mean, at least like
I'm
the
calling
last
that
thing
now.
I saw was like 20 like of the like high execs have been laid off or whatever. Like, just make it available worldwide. What are you doing?
That's kind of like standard. That's like a rearranging of like a corporate board after like a merger. So.
And if I guess technically, like, you could consider taking all these animated projects like off of HBO Max as layoffs, because like now these artists like aren't going to get paid like through residuals. So you know,
it sucks. Anime
yeah,
is already
like,
treated like shit.
Yeah, they're treated like horse shit, and we can still somehow go lower than this, and it's fucking awful. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I could rant about this a bit longer, but I feel like you guys have heard me rant about this plenty of times, so you guys don't really need me to say more about this. It's fucking awful. This whole business is awful. Warner Media, you're stupid. Discovery, you are definitely stupid. David Zaslav, you are a rat bastard. That's it. I'm done.
Yep. I don't know. I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah, Luca, do you have anything else dying to say about this?
No, not really.
All right.
We've covered all the bases. Should we get on to
Well, yeah, I was going to say, everything that Warner Media and Discovery is doing right now, that's a nope from me. Speaking of nope...
speaking of aliens and who are also board executives.
Speaking of oppressive forces, we saw Nope. Well, I saw Nope a long time ago. I saw it again recently, just to refresh my memory. But you guys have seen it recently for the first time. What did you all think?
A week ago today.
Yeah, I liked it. What else
did
you? Yeah, what did you guys think? I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
I loved it, honestly. I thought it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It was
It was really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, I guess.
All right, that's the movie. That's the movie discussion
Nope,
wrap
guys.
up.
I totally don't have like pages of notes about this thing to talk about.
I know you particularly love this film in general, so yeah, you can like start ahead and like talk about it if you want. Yeah.
So Nope. Apparently, it's not supposed to be a connotation for not on planet Earth, but I don't know if
really?
that's confirmed. Like
even
even if it's not, it definitely works and fits with the themes of the movie. Like I thought, but whatever.
Interpretations.
And it's a movie about like these horse wranglers, and then like this alien comes. I don't really know how to explain this movie without spoiling it, so I guess
we're gonna get it straight into spoilers. Yeah, spoiler warning.
An alien comes and vores people.
Yeah, that's I made that joke in my Timmy and Friends discussion about this. Yeah,
that scene was like really like horrifying and scary.
Genuinely scary. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we're going
until
straight into
you pointed out in your Letterboxd reviews that the thing like basically vored that. But now I can't take that scene seriously.
I'm sorry about that.
Someone took a cam rip of that scene and like uploaded it to Twitter. So I watched it again, and like I was like, "Fuck, this is like not packing the same like horrific punch that it did."
Because I said that the alien was voring these people.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm glad I could impact cinema in that way.
Well, I watched it again this morning, and I think it was like just as maybe not as impactful as watching it, like the whole movie. Like some of the scares are like definitely first time scares. They won't really work again. but a lot of it still like maintains like this like sense of like spookiness and like surrealism that like kind of crawls
Yeah.
under your skin. Like,
I would say the
Yeah.
horror in this one compared to like other Jordan Peele films is that like this one has, I guess, kind of less scares, but the horror is not in like the actual scenes themselves, but more like the underlying like under the surface level like tones and like atmospheres that
Yeah.
they're building. Like this doesn't have as
Yeah.
many like jump scares or
It's
like
got tension.
you know like people like whacking people over in the head like Get Out or Us. But there, yeah, like you said, Jules, like there's tension. Like when you
It's intimidation.
yeah, like you mentioned like the vor scene where like Steven Yeun and like the rest of the people are like being eaten up. Like I can get a little claustrophobic at times, so like when you actually see like the insides like of the people, like they're screaming, by the way, like, and you could hear the
Yeah.
people screaming like during certain
children
points,
crying.
like when children died in this movie. Like great job, Hollywood, like I commend you for that. Like when you like
Yeah, we
hear
just talked.
like
We talked a few weeks ago about RRR killing off one child. No, Jordan Peele, he goes further than that.
yeah, he kills 4 children this time, or maybe I don't. Maybe there were more.
Well, there was
Because Steven Yeun's
random,
kids.
there was that family that was looking up like what, and then there was Stephen Young's kids.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't really
Yeah,
see
but-
them explicitly dying.
Yeah,
But
yeah, but it's like it's implied because like there's
Yeah,
no survivors
definitely.
like in the ranch,
There's no
so it's
survivor.
implied that the
well, there was
kids
that
died
random
too.
pig.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was a random pig. Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
like
that
when you
scene-
actually see inside of the alien's like esophagus or fucking whatever, like it was like an extreme version of like the Dan Harmon movie Monster House. Like I was like, Jesus, I'm terrified right now.
Yeah, it's like
I-
it's like there's like 3 places in that scene where it's like Stephen Young's character where like the dust slowly like swirls around him and like his hat blows off. Like in perhaps like a more conventional movie, it would have cut just then, but then it kept going to like
Yeah.
them getting sucked up, and then I was like, okay, is it gonna cut here? And then it just kept going.
Yeah, no, it
into like the
keeps
close-up
going. Like
claustrophobia.
it doesn't pussy
doesn't
out
stop.
in any way. Like yeah, it fully commits,
Yeah,
and I
which
think
I
like that's what
which I
I can
respect so much.
Yeah, I really respect that. Like the movie just like commits to like because in another movie like this, like it wouldn't have shown like the insides of the actual alien. It wouldn't have shown like these people like suffocating and like screaming in
yeah.
pain inside the alien. Like that would have been like like the implied like
would have been
violence of that
implied.
already like what like is already kind of scary, but to actually see it, like that's terrifying. Like and I like commend it for that. I think that might be the scariest like thing that I've ever seen in a Jordan Peele film, because I don't think I was as scared by anything in like Get Out or Nope or sorry, in Us compared to that scene. And if we're talking like scares, like the scene with like the sitcom where like the monkey goes crazy, like that was just as terrifying as like the vor scene. Like and there's so
Yeah.
much you can interpret from that scene as well, where the monkey like just goes crazy and like mauls like both like the mom actor and the dad actor like to death or whatever, and then and you can see just how much of like a traumatic effect this has, not just on like a kid Steven Yeun, but like him as an adult. Like when the monkey like kind of reaches for him and like does the exploding fist bump, like it is very ambiguous as to what that means. Like does he view him as a friend, as like a friend, as like someone who like has a close connection with, or is it
that's
like
what-
is he
that's
just
what
kind
Steven
of
Yeun
like
thinks,
tricking?
and that's why
Yeah, that's what he thinks. That's why like he treats this alien shit like in such a very like
I got lucky
corporate
once,
and
yeah.
greedy way. Like he thinks that like because he
Yeah.
got lucky that one time with Gordy, with the monkey, like he thinks he can like control these wild animals, but like that's the wrong like lesson to take from that situation. The lesson from that is that you like these are wild animals. Like the alien in this movie is just like the chimpanzee in this movie. It's like these are wild animals that you can't control, that you like
Yeah,
can't tame. You can't like wave your arms and go, okay, do some shit, like do entertain
Yeah.
us. Like that's the horror when it comes to spectacle, because Jordan Peele has mentioned
Yeah.
like in interviews like the movie is about spectacle, and how like
I mean,
even
yeah.
as
The movie
terrifying as it
says
can
the
get,
movie is
like
about spectacle.
I mean they literally say it's about spectacle too.
Yeah, like that
but like
opening.
yeah. But like seeing like, and this is why Steven Yeun's character is probably my favorite character in the entire movie, because to see those parallels between like the chimpanzee and then like how he like thinks he's controlling the alien is like really, really interesting. And it's and I found it interesting that he refers to the aliens because he doesn't think the alien itself is an alien. He thinks it's a ship with like aliens. Yeah, he calls them the viewers. Like I think that's a really interesting like way to look at like a situation like this.
Yeah.
I was gonna say about that that chimpanzee scene. Have you guys ever heard about the real life case that I'm sure
I did hear about that? I've been told it inspired that. Yeah. And she was exploited on Oprah, which isn't fun, but in a way you could also say is kind of like in line with the themes of the
I mean, they even talk about Oprah in the movie and like that.
That's what I realized. Like this is not a coincidence. Like they must have like used this as an influence, like to make the movie. Yeah.
Oh, of course. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, but you guys started drifting off from the horror aspects. I still have a bit more to say about that.
Yeah, please. Okay. Yeah, no, I was just like I was very invested in this movie from like a thematic angle. But yeah, please like continue on about the horror. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it really like plays off the fears of like the unknown because it throws like all these little things out there to make you believe that it's going to be like a typical kind of alien. Like you first have that scene with like the typical small aliens with the big like black eyes, and then they have like the praying mantis, and it's like a typical like alien bug species kind of shit. And then obviously like the animal is presented to look like a normal UFO for most of the film. And like once you kind of realize that like none of these things it's not going to be any of these like typical alien stuff, it really plays off like, holy shit, what the fuck is this thing gonna be? Because it's gonna reveal itself. Like Daniel Kaluuya has said it's an animal, and I was really impressed by the creature design and like absolutely making something that I've like never seen before in my life. Like if they did all this typical like all this like
it was weirdly beautiful in a way.
Like if they built up this alien and then it looked like a boring normal alien, like it would have been lame because they had been commenting on like these typical kind of aliens and what aliens typically look like, and then they just pull out this fucking like biblical angel looking fucking majestic but equally horrifying.
Like the ship itself is the alien. Like that's terrifying. Yeah.
Like it genuinely looks like it was like beautifully, magnificently terrifying. It's like
some cosmic
insane.
Horror shit.
Yeah.
Like it looks like it's almost Lovecraftian in the sense because like its UFO shape is not its like final form. I guess
real form,
like it's like its final form is this like
it's
abstract,
like it's almost like it's defensive mode.
Yeah, it's like
a stance.
It looks more like a Rorschach inkblot test than more than anything. It looks straight out of.
It looks like
it's straight out of like it looks like it's something straight out of like Evangelion, which I've been told like was an influence on the movie as well.
That was actually an influence.
And speaking of anime influences, did you guys appreciate the Akira
Akira
reference?
Yeah, I love that.
I was like, I saw that both the Evangelion monster and the Akira slide, and I was like, you know what? If Jordan Peele wants to make an anime, this is my dream. If he can make an anime next, like holy shit, I would be all for that, man.
That'd be really cool. Like a kind of like a Guillermo del Toro, like a stop motion, like his Pinocchio movie, but like Jordan Peele. That'd be really cool.
Apparently, he was supposed to direct an Akira movie anyway.
Well, Jordan Peele is going to be in a stop motion
Taika
movie.
Waititi's doing that now.
Yeah, he passed on that because he's like, I want to do my original stuff. And I was like, good on you, Jordan. Don't make this Akira movie a fucking reality, please. We already have too many live-action adaptations. I don't need more of this shit. Anyway, if we're talking horror, I think the opening honestly does a pretty good job of, like, setting that up. Like, it starts with, going inside, the fucking alien, like, inside, but you don't know what it is. And, like, and I think that helps build tension.
Really
and, like,
cool, like, reveal of, like, the film camera and
Yeah, and then like you said, Jules, like the whole like Keith David's death, like the whole like the coin just kind of like going through his like fucking eye and shit. Like that was really like surprising. I did not expect that. I was like, holy shit, like what is going on here? And I think that does a good job establishing not just like the tone of the movie, but also the characters as well. Because I also really love Daniel Kaluuya's character in this movie as well, because he's sort of like the opposite of Steven Yeun's character, where it's like Steven Yeun has this like self-delusional like perspective on like how to control animals, but like Daniel Kaluuya, sorry,
he respects them.
Respects them. He makes a point that like these are animals that we like can't simply control, and you can see that in the beginning, like where they're filming like the commercial or whatever, and he's like, hey, don't stand behind it, or like don't like show its like reflection or whatever, otherwise it's gonna go crazy. But they don't respect it, like, and it goes crazy because of that, and they blame him for that. And I think that does like a really great job like setting up both him and Keke Palmer's character, and also like just kind of the thematic tones that like exist throughout the rest of the movie.
Cinematographer as well.
I did not like him in the movie. Can I say that? I did not like him in the movie. He was cool. What I liked. No, but like, I mean, I liked his deep voice, but like the themes cool. that he's communicating are just so fucking on the nose that it was really annoying. Like when he was like, "We need to get the perfect shot," and like, "We don't deserve him," and he like fucking screams. It's like, "Yeah, cinema," and I was like, "Oh, fuck off!" Like, come on, really? Like, are you serious? Like, Jesus.
I think he was supposed to be like a parody of Film Bros. I liked it.
I don't know. It was just so on the nose for me. Like,
that probably would have been Angel then.
No, Angel was just a typical like doof. Like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really comes on the scene just purely because he's bored, because he has nothing better to do. He's like, well, sure, I can find an alien. Yeah, so.
Angel's like the dude that watches Rick and Morty.
I'll stick around.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. No, Lucas said.
To be fair, you do have to have a fairly high intelligence to understand. Nope.
Yeah.
Things
no, it's Rick and a Morty. It's Rick and a Morty.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now you can play him on multiverses. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What else I was?
Yeah. Well, I guess if we can. We were kind of talking about like the animal stuff, but I think that's like a big point of the movie that I have a lot to say about. Like,
yeah, please do. Go ahead. Yeah.
I really love when a film can like integrate animals into the story and not have them there just for like being cute or like being there because they're an animal and like, ooh, look at this exotic animal. Walking. Like a lot of
it
movies
actually contributes
do that
to the plot.
now.
Yeah.
Like. I don't know. It's not just like a dog because the dog's cute, you know. It like actually intertwined all, I guess, 3 like integral types of animals into this movie, and like really commented on like animal exploitation and stuff like that. Yeah, and wait, sorry. Yeah, and
I would say that's
like
part of the
There's
sorry,
kind
go
of like
ahead,
this
keep
thing
going.
where like there's a difference to how animals perceive themselves and like their own appearance compared to like how like the humans in this movie always saw them as like a spectacle or like to be used for the consumption of media. Like there's scenes with all the animals when they're like kind of reveal like their true selves, where they're like they kind of just say like, fuck this human bullshit, like I'm gonna go back to my natural like animalistic ways.
Yeah.
And obviously with the alien, that's like uncovering like its true form. With like Gordy, that's when Gordy just goes on a fucking rampage. And there's even like a shot of like Gordy like removing his clothes and like hitting off his hat, like kind of returning to his true form as like an animal. Like he doesn't want to be dressed up in a fucking suit and like being exploited. And then obviously there's that short like scene of the horse just like not cooperating on the set. And yeah, there's clearly like themes of like how people just like will use animals in situations like this. And then there was that really like kind of dark but like fun shot where like they're like bringing in like this like green screen horse after the real horse doesn't cooperate.
Yeah.
And, like yeah, we'll even if you're not there, we'll still find a way to exploit you, which is like it's like oh
Yeah.
shit. But yeah, I guess that's like the reality
That's
of
how
it
it is.
all, and
Yeah, like
yeah,
that's the
That's
one
the
of the
reality of
horrors of like
showbiz.
yeah of sorry Jesus of spectacle,
yeah,
um, because because we tend to exploit these animals, whether it's like using real practical animals or like CG. It's like we exploit them to our means of what we find entertaining and what we consider to
exactly,
be
yeah.
spectacle. And I found that really really interesting. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, and then there's like that
Mm.
whole scene. I mean, we talked about it a lot already, but the Stephen Yeun thing, like when he's literally like learned absolutely nothing from his previous encounter with animals and how fucked up it went. He like starts feeding all the horses like Daniel Kaluuya sells him to the alien, and then he's like, okay, everyone, um, now we're gonna exploit this
It's only
alien.
learnt that it only
Yeah,
learns to taste
he's
the flesh.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
very arrogant in the sense that like he assumes that there's a relationship. He's like
Yeah.
because he mentions in that scene like where they're doing the show, he's like, "You see, my friends and I, we have like a very special bond. We have a very close relationship and blah 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 blah." And like
Yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah,
that is a
but
very
you'll
arrogant
never
way.
have that ever.
Yeah, you'll never have that. But what I also found interesting about that is that like even though he's still doing the same exploitative shit, like he's still traumatized, but like by like what has happened in his past. But he clearly doesn't want to talk about it. Instead, he would rather like
Yeah.
memorialize like the fame that it got for him
Yeah,
because he has like a
exactly.
shrine
Yeah,
like
exactly.
dedicated
There's
to
the party hat and the shoe.
yeah, the
Gordy's
party hat,
house,
the
yeah.
shoe, and like the Gordy's like show and shit and stuff like that. And like he mentions like rather than explaining like how it makes him feel, he mentions like an SNL skit like of the event. He's like, yeah, it was really funny. Like there was this SNL skit and blah 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 blah. Like that was a really like interesting way to show how traumatic these events have on him without needing to like needlessly like exposition dialogue and like dump shit on your head or whatever. Like everything about this movie is really subtle. Well, most things, not the cinematographer, but like a lot of it is really subtle, and like that's what I really appreciate about this movie and just like all of Jordan Peele's films
I
in
mean,
general. So
I think
It's a show, don't tell.
I think there's
Yeah.
definitely like a purpose to the points that weren't subtle, and then a points to the things that were subtle because if you think of like the cinematographer and even like the TMZ guy, like those kinds of people
yeah.
in real life would be like super over exaggerated like that. Like those kinds of people actually exist, so that's why the film kind of like points them in this direction where they're super over exaggerated. But then stuff like the subtlety to like the exploitation of animals and like the more like themes on race and stuff like that are kind of pushed to the side because like the horse wranglers in the beginning of the film, like they're treated like very disrespectfully as if like let's say names of credits in a movie. Like I wonder where the actual horse wranglers for the credits
Yeah.
of this movie, I wonder where they pop up in the trailer because I mean in the
Oh,
credits,
that's
sorry,
actually a good
because like people give less of a shit about those like occupations in films and stuff like that compared to the actors, the directors, the cinematographers, and yeah, I think there is definitely like some like
And they make
celebration,
this
but also commentary on like the all the work that goes into filmmaking and how some people are definitely on higher up and like on a hierarchy compared to other people.
Yeah, like
yeah.
they're treated even more like shit than like fucking animators and CG
Yeah.
VFX artists. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I that's actually an interesting way to look at things. Yeah, cuz like this is something that I would definitely like to hear another perspective on because I'm very interested in what this movie has to say about like race in general. Because all of his movies, Jordan Peele's, are about race, and I would like to hear their perspective on race in this one because like I think I do get subtle hints about where he's going. Like like they every single like member of the family like mentioned like, oh yeah, we're like the first and only like black like horse like wranglers and like working in Hollywood, and like they even say that in the commercial where
Yeah.
Keith David like says the voiceover. So I've always wondered like what does that say about race, I guess, within the Hollywood entertainment? Is it because they're like, because there isn't a lot of representation of black voices
I think
in
it's
these
like
sort of
that.
professions? I think that's like, if that is, that's an interesting way of
And
like
it can also
making that clear. Yeah.
It can also be like, no matter how many like sense of power there is, like right now, like Keke Palmer just says it with all this charm, like, you guys have all this power, sure, but the first ever film was a black dude on a horse, and like you can't change that. That's what started filmmaking, and like, yeah, I think it's definitely more subtle, and maybe not the main focus compared to his other films, but also I can't really comment because I am not a black
I think
person.
spectacle's the main focus of this one.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
It's definitely there though.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, speaking of Keke Palmer, I think her dynamic with Daniel Kaluuya's character really, really great. Yeah, like
top-notch chemistry.
She was a bit annoying at first, but I think seeing them like banter and like have drinks with each other and like spend time with each other as a family, and then like discovering this fucking alien and like figuring out how to like take it down together. Like I think like her dynamic and her character in general gets better and better over time, and to the point where like now she's fucking riding a motorcycle and like taking a picture and like essentially killing it by like unloading the balloon and stuff like that. Like her character growth in this movie was really, really solid, probably even more so than Daniel Kaluuya's, and I really appreciated that. So
that was one of my favorite things, where that as soon as like the UFO like appears, like the first few times, even though she's the one who's like, okay, we need to get the shot of this thing, she's the one like, oh no, fuck this, this is not worth it. And then Daniel Kaluuya's like, no, we keep doing it. Like he's the one that gets like kind of wrapped up into all of it.
Yeah. He's a very insistent. We got to take care of the horses. We can't leave them. So
yeah. And just one last like final big theme that I kind of noticed was like, obviously there's like the film aspect to it, like capturing a spectacular thing on camera, like watching, viewing, like there's a lot of
the predators eating the prey from the cinematographer's camera.
There's a lot of like, he's all like like that's specifically with the cinematographer, like he's looking at pictures of animals and then like animals' eyes like pop up, and like the UFO kind of acts like an eye. It's like this giant circular thing, and there's a lot of lines in the film that relate to like viewing things and watching things, like don't look up at the alien, like Daniel Kaluuya doing like the little point thing to Keke Palmer, and also like let me just read what I actually have the notes here. It was shit. Oh yeah, one thing that I really liked was so they're so hyper focused on like capturing this alien on camera. Like the cinematographer like literally tries to get an impossible shot of like going inside the fucking alien, because like he's been watching all these predators eating prey, and he kind of thinks to himself like, but no one's ever got a shot of the prey inside of the predator.
Jesus.
It was crazy. Like he was devoted to it, and then the TMZ dude was also very devoted to like getting a fucking picture of it. He was like, get my camera. I don't care that my arm's literally broken. We need to capture this. We need to record this.
I don't care that I might die. Get fucking documentary footage of this shit. Yeah.
I loved
that. What is that? We'll get to
in the beginning. In the beginning of the film, Keke Palmer's like, we need to get the money shot, and then at the end, like, she quite literally gets the money shot by like using like the coins to capture the image of the alien. There's a lot of like stuff like that to take in within this film. It's funny that Logan Paul didn't really understand the themes of the movie, because he's literally something the movie makes fun of. He's literally the TMZ dude, which is extremely hilarious. It's like,
no, you don't understand. This is the same guy who made fucking Airplane Mode.
Yeah, I know.
Genius of cinema.
There was like a really normie family with like their teenage son behind me. After the film, they go like, "Why does this have an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes?" And like the dad said, like,
"Did you guys have any
walkout? Art film?" And I was like, Ooh.
Did you guys have any walk-outs?
Wow, crazy.
Because someone walked out when like Gordy went mad, like on in my cinema. They couldn't handle
Really?
that shit. They were like, "Fuck that!
That would
I'm
be terrifying.
out."
Yeah, that would keep
Yeah.
me in the movie more than anything. Like,
I
Jesus.
I think they couldn't handle it. I think they were like, "Shit, no, I'm gone."
Yeah.
In the like where the thing devours them. My dad, who was with me, he literally did the Poggers face.
Oh my God, Jesus.
Nice.
He was like
Nice.
shell shocked at that bit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was really, really great. Yeah.
It was a great movie.
Jules,
I loved it.
I think you wanted to
got-
say something else, but Luca interrupted you or
Yeah,
something. Unless
sorry.
that was what you wanted to say. Yeah.
It's okay. I was gonna say that there's like one last, I guess, kind of theme I want to touch on, which is the like the don't look kind of thing, which I think is it's in relation in like that very first scene where like the shoe is like standing up on its own, and that's the only thing that like Stephen Ewan is like focusing on. He's not like looking at the Gordy,
The monkey,
He's just
yeah.
watching that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just watching that. So, like,
And I would argue that's
took-
the thing
he
that
still-
that helps him
the thing
survive.
that
Like,
keep-
he doesn't get killed.
That's the
Yeah.
thing that keeps him alive. Yeah.
Even in that
Like, that's-
scene, there's like a little like tablecloth hanging over, and like he's not even like directly looking at the quote unquote the monster in the eyes, and maybe that can definitely be connected to why Gordy didn't hurt him,
Yeah,
because
you can't-
it's like
you can't
this
see,
don't
like, his
look
full
at this.
face,
Yeah,
like-
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That.
it's a thing
yeah,
that rings true for like all animals. Like, never look them in the eye. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, when you come across like a snake in like rural Australia, it's like never look at them. I don't know. Luca, do you have snakes in South Africa?
Oh,
Or-
fuck tons of snakes. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have that? Do you do that as well?
It's
Never
it's
look at
not
them?
like a rule, because I don't think they're as common as like there's a ton of snakes here, but like they won't really be around the cities and stuff. It's not
Yeah.
like a word of mouth.
You don't have as
Don't
many
look
like
at snakes.
actually dangerous ones as we do.
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't
definitely
look at
not.
my dog. I guess I shouldn't look at my dog and here straight in her eyes. Then I guess next time. Yeah.
I shouldn't look at Benji right in the eye.
Yeah.
Sicko mode on me.
Yeah, there was. I'm glad you mentioned the shoe floating thing, because
Yeah.
there was that really
Yeah.
awesome scene that I loved where Daniel Kaluuya asks his sister, like, what's a bad miracle?
What's
like,
a bad
and I think
miracle? Yeah.
yeah, like that, and I think that's a really, really like awesome theme to think about, like in the movie. I mean, it was kind of like just spelled out for you, like they just had to say the thing. But like I liked thinking about like the rest of the movie in that context. It's like this whole movie is like sort of a bad miracle. Like he's like, does a bad miracle exist? And I would say like, yeah, like the shoe like
It
floating
does.
thing is in itself is a miracle, but like. That's the thing that Stephen Yeun's characters decided to fixate, and not the fact that a fucking monkey got wild and like mauled the shit out of like these two people and stuff like that. I mean, that's what saved his life, but like it also like caused him to walk out of that situation with like the wrong lesson. And like the alien itself is also a
He has a
bad miracle.
hyperfixation
Like
on the wrong thing.
yeah, like the alien itself is a bad miracle. Like, yes, a fucking alien exists. You know, like the crazy man from the History Channel can finally like nut because like aliens now exist.
Yeah.
But
Alex Jones was right all along.
yeah, but like the existence of the alien itself like doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. It's a miracle, but like it's a bad miracle because like it's this territorial animal. And I really like when I think about the movie from that angle, I think it's really, really interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah. This is a movie I could see like 100 times and get different things out of it. Like,
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that's the best way.
Same.
My experience was like really good because I actually went into this blind. Like,
Same.
all I'd
No
seen was
trailer.
like the one poster of like that horse being like lifted up into the sky. And I was like, oh, that looks intriguing. So yeah, it was. I was like, the first scene, I was like, oh, what's this? And then yeah,
Yeah, this was
really
like
good.
the opposite of Us, where like Us like just dumped exposition and just like said a bunch of bullshit and that was the end of the movie. This is like it still dumps some things, but like it's in a way where it's like it keeps you thinking instead of just like why did they
Yeah.
just spell all of that out in Us, you know? Like and that's what I really appreciated
keeps you
about
like
it. Yeah.
invested.
Yeah, it reminded me of kind of like the dialogue in like Get Out, because like Get Out had like lines stuff like, you know, if Obama was running for a third term, I would vote for him as
would've
like a
voted
third
for
term
him,
as
yeah.
president. And yeah, like it's like it has similar dialogue like that, but like Get Out, like shit like that serves a purpose. It drives the plot forward, and it communicates certain themes while also kind of being funny. Like the movie, all of his horror movies are also comedies. Yeah, but I was surprised how much I enjoyed the movie from a comedic angle. Like Emerald. Yeah, Keke Palmer's definitely like the comic relief in this character in this movie, and she brings and Angel, they bring much needed comedic relief, because but even Daniel Kaluuya says some funny things, like when he's in the car and he looks up at the alien, he is like, nope, and closes the door. And I was like, nice. Yeah, and my entire audience was laughing at that moment.
I will admit, whenever they said nope, it was kind of distracting. Like, I noticed it every single time.
It's like they said the thing. It's like Peter Griffin from Family Guy. He's like, he said the thing. Yeah, so
they said nope, 2022.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Keke Palmer said it
later. Also did that.
Yeah, 6 or 7 times. He's like, no,
they said
run!
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty much done talking about this. I've said everything I wanted to say, unless anyone else is dying.
I'm gonna just fire through my notes quick.
Sure.
You don't have to comment on them.
I don't think I have anything else to say.
Number 1. This was one of the first IMAX movies I've ever seen. Great fucking sound design.
Really?
I think this is one of the first horror films shot in IMAX, because I think technically the best thing about the movie is its cinematography. I loved the cinematography in the movie.
It looks really good.
I love the sound a lot. There was a lot of really great things that they did with sound. In the beginning when things are falling, I was so intrigued. I was like, what's happening here? And then also how they use the valley to communicate with each other with the loud echoes. That was really cool.
Oh yeah. And the scene where the alien comes to their house and shits out all the blood and metal horse.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, holy shit.
Scream. You can kind of hear the screams of the people echoed and pitched kind of.
Yeah, that was super scary.
I liked how epic and grand scale it was, because it reminded me, honestly, if there was any movie that I directly thought of, it was Jaws and Jurassic Park, because the movie felt very Spielbergian.
Which definitely were spot.
Yeah, Jaws in particular was the thing that I was thinking about the most. But I think both Jaws and Jurassic Park are very similar to this, not just in terms of there's a giant monster and it eats people and stuff like that, but they both also have this commentary.
There's a lesson in nature.
Yeah, this delusion that man has, and that they can control nature and animals and wild animals in particular and stuff like that. Yeah, very similar in themes that I really appreciated. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's all I really have to say.
They missed an opportunity for Keke Palmer to say blow up when the balloon
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I would have been annoyed by that. Jesus.
Yeah, that would have.
Do you guys find it weird that the thing that set Gordy loose was the popping of balloons, and the thing that kills the alien is the popping of a balloon?
Yeah. Oh,
that was crazy.
Say. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great correlations between those two things. One extremely interesting one is that the whole event of Gordy, Stephen Yeun says it takes 6 minutes and 13 seconds. Canonically in the movie, when the alien is said to arrive, Stephen Yeun again says it's going to arrive at 6:13 p.m. and when the alien does actually arrive, it arrives at 1 hour and 13 minutes into the film during that scene with Stephen Yeun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were you keeping time or some shit? That's impressive.
I
was watching it again this morning, and I was like, oh, that's cool. The alien's gonna arrive at 6:13. That's the same time code as the event with Gordy. And then I moved my mouse. Because it came out on digital today, when we're recording it. And I moved my mouse.
I was gonna say, did you do some
no
some naughty pirate business there? Yeah.
I mean, and then I moved my mouse, and then I checked the time, and it was an hour and 13 minutes, and I was like, holy fuck, that's so cool.
That's what I really love about movies like this, where it's seeing them in a home theater, in a home environment, like, because you can, like, pause and, like, rewind and do all this shit whenever you want, like, you discover new things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I saw Baby Driver,
I'm really excited to watch this again.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, I saw this twice and I could see it a third time. Yeah. How would you guys rank the like all of Jordan Peele's movies? Because I definitely liked this more than Us. But I think I like
on whether it's. I'm split on whether it's better than Get Out.
I was gonna say I think I like Get Out a little more than both Get Out and Nope are better than Us. Like that's there's no debate on that. But I think I liked Get Out a little more than Nope. Yeah, which one? Get Out?
Us. I said that's his normiest.
Yeah,
movie.
I was getting. Yeah, that's his normiest movie. Yeah, because I loved the cinematography in this, but I also equally loved like the some of the camera work in Get Out too, like the fucking like sinking into like the empty place or void or fucking whatever it was called, the sunken place. Yeah, like it had like just as nice cinematography and camera work in that. So like. I don't know. Like I could be swayed by either, but I think for now I think I like Get Out a little more than Nope. Yeah, but I don't know. What about you, Luca?
I couldn't give an answer right now. I might have to watch both of them.
Nope's easily my favorite.
Oh wow, okay.
Found it scarier, found it more interesting, and I would probably say Us is the lowest, and then Get Out's in the middle, and then Nope is easily my favorite out of all of them.
That's fair.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I loved it. I guess we could get into ratings. We've been on this one for a while.
Yeah. But I'm glad we did, because there was a lot to say about this one compared to like fucking Bullet Train, where it's like we were struggling to like come up with shit to say. Yeah. This one was great. Joey King should have been in this one.
No.
Joey King could have played Keke Palmer.
No, Joey King could have...
Hell yeah!
No, God. That would have made this movie awful.
The Oprah shot.
Yeah.
Could you imagine her doing that delivery?
In a British accent, in a terrible British accent. Yeah.
Please help me, the alien is eating me.
Stop.
And then Daniel Kaluuya's character would have been like, I'm sorry, I'm just captivated by, like, white tears.
Stop quoting Bullet Train. It makes it seem like we actually like that movie.
No, I just like it ironically for the Joey King moments.
Kino.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to give Nope a 7 out of 10. Closer to an 8 than a 6, but I think a 7 for now is more than appropriate. Yeah, so...
Yep.
Yeah, because there were things I didn't particularly had issue. There were things I did have issue with it, like the cinematographer guy and the TMZ I had issues with, and honestly, I felt like the movie was a bit too long. Like it dragged out like a little too long. Like especially the opening, I felt like the first 30 minutes kind of dragged on a little bit, but you know, no like major complaints or anything like that. So yeah, 7 out of 10.
Yeah. I'm giving it an 8. I've weighed it up a bit. I do have some issues like the runtime, the cinematographer, and I did feel the tension was lost a bit in the third act, and I did check out a little bit, mostly because like the decision to play like kind of like exciting music, like like kind of like Spielbergian music,
fucking epic shit, yeah,
epic,
yeah,
8 out of 10. I loved it.
I think I described it as like, because it does have flaws. Like, I think I have some similar flaws to you. Like, even though I kind of liked the over-exaggerated guys, like the cinematographer and the TMZ dude, I can't see how they'd be annoying. And I think some aspects of them were annoying. It did feel a bit slow at points. I didn't like some of the licensed songs at some points, honestly, as well.
Yeah.
And I think I described it to be like the most awesome 7 out of 10 movie I've ever seen. But I think just because of like all there is to take in from it and all that like those hidden details and things to dissect and just my personal enjoyment and how it was like convincingly able to scare me, I think I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Like, I loved it.
I mean, if we're talking most awesome 7 out of 10 movies, we can't forget about RRR. Like, Jesus.
No, that was an 8 out of 10. That was like...
That was an 11 out of 10, now that I think about it. Yeah.
That was an 11.
Yeah.
That thing destroys the rating scale.
Yeah.
Speaking of Asian countries...
speaking of entertainment, we also saw the most extreme
rescue.
tourism ad for Thailand. I mean, 13
The
lives.
most exciting Wikipedia page turned into
Ever. Yeah. I don't know if I want to go to Thailand now or just stay away from it as far away as I can. But we saw the movie, and it was really boring.
Yeah, I think because we talked about Nope for so long, we don't have to talk about this one for long at all.
I barely have anything to say about this one in
there's
general.
not much
Good.
to say about it.
Because
Yeah.
I'll get my notes up on it.
Because I saw this 2 days ago and I've literally forgotten most of it. Like, the only things I
So-
really remember about the movie are the diving sequences, but, like, if I'm being honest, they're not even that fully explored. Like, they honestly half-ass those diving sequences because, like, you kind of see glimpses of the dives themselves, but then they immediately cut to this fucking, like, PowerPoint graph bullshit where it's like, oh, no, they're
That
here,
was-
and, like,
Yeah,
fucking
that
around.
was so loud.
Like, what the hell? Like, I want to see the diving sequences.
It was
Like, why are you,
trying
like,
to
pulling
be a
away?
documentary, but also like kind of not. Speaking of documentary,
It's a
okay,
dramatization.
I'm just gonna
It's
go
the reason.
and say this right now, right here. The Rescue came out a year before this. Is so much better. If you want to know about this story,
Fucking
just
brilliant.
watch The Rescue because it's great. It's a great documentary that like rarely captures the story well, and it feels
They
weird
actually
because
use body cam footage of the dives.
Yeah.
it feels weird.
I actually am
because-
interested in checking out the documentary now that I've seen this.
Yes,
because
do.
I'd probably
It's
be
much
more
better. It's
entertained
much
by
better.
like
The
the
thing is-
documentary.
The
Yeah.
thing is, this movie is literally like a really bad like remake of the documentary. Like they keep in some of the integral points of the documentary, but then also put like a lot of lame, like over dramatized bullshit in.
And they don't even do a good job of that because
Yeah.
like none of the
Yeah.
characters are like properly developed. Like there is no one I can latch onto. I barely don't. I don't
literally.
even remember anyone's names.
And
like
that's
I
what the
just like,
documentary
oh,
does well.
I
It,
don't
like,
remember anyone's
It
names
actually
either.
develops the people. Like in the documentary, like there's time and focus like developed onto these divers and like their thoughts and their experiences and like how they're gonna do this fucking thing. And then in the movie, it's like, oh yeah, here's the diver. Oh yeah, he's in Thailand now already. Oh yeah, they're gonna do this plan that could like
They
maybe
literally
not work.
introduced two more. They introduced.
casualties.
They
Yeah.
introduced 3 more divers into the movie halfway through, and then they're
Literally.
just like, whatever,
Those
like these
people
are
play
more
such an
divers.
important
Yeah.
role in the documentary, and in this movie, they're just like casted like aside. It's weird.
They don't show up until halfway through the
Yeah.
film, and I don't even remember those names either. Like even more so than like
the Aussie guy
Viggo
was treated
Mortensen.
like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the one who was like, oh my god, I'm freaking out. I could have dropped the guy and like I lost. Like that would have been an interesting angle to explore. Like why didn't you explore this angle in the movie? Like the movie is 2.5 hours long, and yet nothing of substance
shocked.
outside of the fucking cave-in thing happened in this movie. Like literally nothing happened, and it was just the same thing
was that-
over and over and over again. It was like it's like the safe like, you know, fucking Oscar baity type movie where it like doesn't do anything like outwardly crazy or insane. You know, there's nothing incompetent about the movie. It's like decently well directed, but it's like I don't give a
well-made.
shit about anything that's going on in the movie. Like I don't
Yeah.
care about anyone. I'm not invested in anything. Like we're supposed to care about the parents who are like freaking out because their kids are stuck in this cave, but I don't even know which parent is which kid is their parent and which parent is their kid. Like
Yeah.
something like that needs to be established early
Yeah.
on, because if I don't even know which kid belongs to which parent, then like I don't know how
Why are
I
you
can be
focusing on
properly
this
invested
parent
in
rather
this.
than this parent?
Yeah, we're focusing on the hot MILF mom and not like all these other ugly ass people. So yeah, I mean she was hot. I'll just say that. So yeah,
Oh Jesus, Timmy.
It's
yeah.
weird because this movie.
I don't know if you guys. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
This movie has come out now, and a Netflix show has come out about the same story, and
Thai cave rescue.
and a Thai version of this movie has come out, all very recently.
Jesus Christ.
So it's like they waited
that's-
a year for the documentary to come out just so they can watch the documentary for their research on how to make this movie. Because this one in particular is like literally looks like shots were taken from that documentary. Literally looks like they watched that documentary and then made like a fictional version of it.
Just
because
like The Lion King.
It's like they didn't want to do their own research. Yeah. It's like they didn't want to do. They were like, yeah, we'll just watch the documentary and then make a movie. Like, it was so frustrating to watch because like the documentary does so much things better. Like when they find those kids in the documentary, it's such a triumphant moment. Like with the music and just how the way it's like framed and edited, like it's like holy fuck, they actually managed to make it to these kids. Even though you know the outcome of the story, the documentary still manages to make it engaging. And in this movie, they just pull up and they're like, oh yeah, we found the kids now. It's like there's no like, it felt like there was no stakes or like there was no reward for them finding these kids, because immediately after they're like, oh yeah, they're gonna die anyways. It's like there's no sense of compassion.
Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen's character is so inconsistent. He's like, these fucking kids are gonna die. And I hate kids. And then he's like,
hey, brilliant.
Yeah, like Jesus, like god damn it. And was anyone else distracted by Viggo Mortensen's accent? Because I did not believe he was in English.
Hey,
I was
brilliant.
Really, got any more custard cream? Yeah.
Oh my god, they went on about those custard creams for like 5 minutes.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Was it like an ad?
There are kids stuck in this cave, and we have time for this bullshit. Yeah. And like the movie does like. It tells you, it constantly is telling you that there is sense of danger and urgency with time, but is just taking its sweet ass time, just any chance it could get. Like, there are literal shots of just the characters lying around on their fucking beds or whatever. Like, where is the urgency in any of this shit? Like, I don't feel invested if, like, fucking nothing is happening and, like, it's just showing the same shit over and over again. And, like, the whole,
I took
like...
these notes down.
Yeah.
I took these notes down of so kids found 45 minutes into 2 hour 30-minute runtime. First child rescued at 1 hour 43 minutes. It takes that long.
Wow. Yeah, it takes so long to do the bare essentials. Like I haven't seen the documentary, but I'm sure like they do all of this bullshit in much shorter time but accomplish the same thing.
I don't think they necessarily do it in shorter time, but they just structure it better. I mean, they do it in shorter time, yes, because the documentary is only like an hour and a half, so they get to
which is
quicker,
crazy.
But yeah, they just
the
tell
documentary
the
is shorter
so
than this.
Yeah. The documentary is shorter and conveys so much more than this movie.
I would have liked to see in the kids, like, how has this, like, event, being stuck in a cave for, like, 20 days, I think, like, how has this affected them both physically, like, as you can see how, like, how much thinner these kids have gotten, but how has it affected that, like, mentally, like, how have this affected their, like, daily lives? But nope, they said, fuck that, we're gonna cut to them cutting a SpongeBob birthday cake. Like, what the fuck?
Because payoff from the first scene.
That's actually the one thing that I kind of liked about this movie, was that they actually focused on the parents and like how they thought, even if it wasn't done like that amazingly.
Barely.
It wasn't done.
It was, but like I don't think the documentary really stated how the parents felt. Maybe I'm misremembering or like forgetting, but that was like the one tiny thing that I liked about this movie. And also like the production design, I guess, to an extent. Like those looked like real caves. They looked like real cave divers, like that.
I mean,
like, that
I will
wasn't
say that
that bad.
This isn't an incompetent movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's like decently like well made, I guess, in terms of like
it's
solid. The production design is like they actually went to Thailand and they actually had like they didn't have like the people in Thailand just saying English, like speaking in English.
Yeah,
they like actually like had them speaking in their native language, and like there's a lot of, you can tell like there was production value like invested into this movie. Like, it's not the most incompetent thing ever. It was
somewhat of a shit given.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, someone gave a shit at some point. Yeah,
it's not incompetent, but it doesn't need to exist. And with that, I
don't get the feeling that Ron Howard particularly cared.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention this because I don't know if you guys seen Apollo 13. It's been like years since I've seen Apollo 13, but this kind of reminded me of Apollo 13 in the sense that they were trying to do the same thing, where it's like these are like innocent human beings,
well?
also by Ron Howard. Yeah, that's why I brought up Apollo 13 in the first place, because it's like they're both about like these people stuck in some like fucking like arbitrary like crazy like thing, like one's in space and the other's in a fucking underwater cave. But the difference between Apollo 13 and this is that like I gave a shit about the characters in Apollo 13. Like they take the time to actually build the characters and like get you invested in their whole shit. And which is why like it makes like the ending of that movie like satisfying. I mean, I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't remember much from it, but like yeah, but like here it's like I don't give a shit about anyone because no one was properly developed. So it's like I don't understand how the movie expected me to care if I don't know anything about these people. And like when Joel Edgerton just like kind of says shit halfway through, it's like I don't know, this has never been done before. I've never like injected kids. Yeah, and then it just like kind of they just like 20 minutes later they're like, oh my god, we got rescued 4 out of 4 kids. Like I don't know, like shouldn't this be a more like triumphant thing that happens?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, but whatever. I guess this is just an average day at work for this guy. Like Jesus,
a triumphant moment, like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's all I really have to say. We probably shouldn't dwell on this one for too long because we still have
there isn't much to say. It's kind of
just talk about.
This movie's kind of disposable.
It's such a
meh
movie. It's like
the most by the numbers average movie I could have seen. Yeah. So, and I'm giving this one a 5 out of 10. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's nice. It doesn't. It's not that bad that it like pisses me off, but like, I'm never gonna watch it again.
I mean, I think comparing it to the documentary, like your rating might even go down because like, it's just it's a 5 out of 10. Like as I said earlier, it's not incompetent, but it doesn't need to be here. It doesn't need to be a thing.
I mean, if the goal of this movie was to get me to watch the documentary, then I guess it did its job. The documentary had nothing to do with this.
But you shouldn't have to watch this movie when you could just watch the documentary.
Exactly. Yeah. Also, the fact that my Lord and Savior Elon Musk wasn't mentioned in this movie and how he accused one of the divers of being a pedophile, whatever. I would have liked to seen that, but whatever. Anyway,
this guy's called me a pedophile on Twitter.
Yeah. I guess we can move on to the recommendation now. If we're ready to steal our way into this. Yeah.
Speaking of accents.
Yeah, speaking of accents, it was my recommendation. We are doing this thing, recommending movies from our countries. So I'm from Chicago, so I thought I'd do a movie that takes place in Chicago.
Yes,
yeah,
the country,
that's my country,
Chicago.
The country of Chicago. Yeah, which if you really think,
zone.
I mean, it has more people than like most countries in the world, so think about that. Yeah, So my recommendation was a 1981 heist crime action film, Thief. This is the directorial debut of Michael Mann, same guy behind stuff like Collateral, Heat, all that good stuff. And it follows the story. Yeah, Last of the Mohicans. Oh man, it's been a long while since I've seen that. I want to rewatch that at some point. Anyway,
I rewatched it recently. It's so good.
Really good. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, maybe a future recommendation. Yeah. Anyway, it follows. It follows James Caan. He's like this middle-aged like safecracker. He's trying to like get out of the business. He's trying to start a family and like lead a normal life with Tuesday Weld. But unfortunately, he gets caught up in the Chicago Italian mob, the Chicago Overcoat, as Chicagoans would like to call them. But whatever. Yeah.
He going to Las Vegas.
He gets fuck that. I'm going to Vegas. I know exactly what you were referencing there. And so he gets caught up in this like one last heist. The mob boss like gets him to rob this like diamond like high safe crack or something like that. Yeah, big old bank or whatever. But then he fucks him over, so he kills all of them and then does this like
John Wick
scorched.
Mode.
John Wick scorched earth moment thing. I was kind of surprised how similar this story was to like the story of GTA 5, at least like Michael's story from GTA 5.
That was literally my review on
I was very like shocked. I was like, wow, this is really, really similar to like Michael's story in GTA 5. I was like, this could not have been a coincidence.
Yeah.
And apparently not, because it's like, apparently the story of Heat was also a huge influence on GTA 5, but that was more apparent to me in terms of like the set pieces and stuff like that. But yeah, like clearly the guy, Dan Houser, the guy who wrote GTA 5, like likes Michael Mann's stuff, because yeah, like a lot of similarities between James Caan and Michael. But yeah, that's pretty much the story overview. What did you guys think of Thief, Michael Mann?
I liked it.
Nothing. Oh, okay. Jesus.
Me now? Okay, I thought you were gonna say more, Jules.
No.
Yeah, I liked it. But I didn't fully connect with it, honestly. Like, I don't really think this kind of movie is my type of thing.
That's fair, yeah.
But I still thought it was...
Luca, how could you?
I still thought it was good. And it had some good visuals, great music. I loved the music.
Oh yeah, this soundtrack from Tangerine
awesome.
Dream, fucking awesome. Like, and that was especially the case in that opening
definitely
heist scene where like the music enhances like those like heist moments. Like it really kind of like does a great job of not just capturing like the tone and like the kind of like beautiful evil of like the criminal like underworld, but also kind of like shows how slick the movie is. Like especially the James Caan, because he knows what he's doing when in terms of like cracking these saves and stuff like that. Like the soundtrack from Tangerine Dream does a really great job.
Music.
Sort of, yeah. And like I also really, really loved all the technical aspects of this movie, specifically like the cinematography. Like
it's really
this has some really nice cinematography and camera work. Like I loved like it, like speaking of that opening heist, like there was that scene where it does that fucking zoom in of the inside of the lock of like the safe.
Sweet.
That was fucking awesome. And there was a ton of that in this movie. Like anything in terms of like driving sequences where like, you know, like the lights, the neon lights are like bounced off of like the reflection of the overhead of the car, and you can see like sort of the environment that James Caan and the rest of the characters are like invested in, swallowed up in as they're driving. Like, because the driving sequences in general, I think like really do a great job of like, you know, really capturing like the very colorful and vibrant world of the movie. Like even if you're not emotionally invested in this, I think there's like really a lot you can take out of it. Yeah, and there was a lot of things I recognized like Chicago wise, because a lot of this movie takes place in like River North, you know, which is basically like all the buildings and stuff like located near the Chicago River and stuff like that, because that's clearly where this movie is. And I appreciated it from that end. So yeah.
Alright. I think I'll tell you my story with this film. So,
sure, yeah.
When it started, I was like, this is fucking awesome. I loved like the shots of like the drill and all that stuff. It was great. And I really loved the tone that like the first scene went for. And then I think I just kind of like lost interest because I didn't really get that sense of tone until near the end of the film. And
did you not like James Caan's character and like his kind of like personal journey and stuff like that?
No, even though I was told that it wasn't entirely a heist movie, and even though I went into it like not expecting that, I'm not expecting it to be a heist movie, I still just didn't really connect with the characters, or like wasn't really interested in them, honestly. Like
I don't know.
He was just
that's
kind of
fair,
an asshole, and like I couldn't really couldn't really follow him. Like yeah.
He is, but like my sort of reasoning behind why I personally could like relate to this character, I mean, not just because he's from Chicago, but also because like there were a lot of like, yes, he's an asshole, but like there were also these really smaller moments, like the cafe scene where him and like Tuesday Weld are like sitting in a cafe having coffee, and like they're kind of like sharing each other's like backstories. Like Tuesday Weld it's implied like she was like suffering from like a cocaine addiction and stuff like that, and she was in an abusive relationship. And then James Caan is kind of like saying about how like he when he went to prison, like it had a really traumatic effect on him, and you can see it through his performance as well, because like at the beginning of that cafe scene he was like, oh, the cool slick, like, you know, like I'm James Caan type, but then he kind of like yeah, but then he kind of like chokes up a little bit towards like the end of that conversation, where he's like, I just can't run anymore, like I don't have it in me to run anymore. Like it was, I think, like the way that the actors are just kind of telling their stories is really, really excellent. And apparently James Caan really loved the scene as well, because he considers this his favorite like sequence that he's ever filmed, like in his entire career, which makes sense, because like I really loved like the way the characters are kind of opening up to each other, you know. Like, I mean, personally, I thought Tuesday Will definitely could have had more character development. A lot of the side characters could have had a lot more character development, but I think like in terms of that like small contained sort of like opening up emotion sort of thing, I think it does a really great job. So, but I don't know.
Yeah, just not really my kind of thing, I don't think.
That's fair. Yeah. Jules, what do you have to say? You've been a little quiet in this discussion.
Yeah, I liked it. I really like James Caan. He can make anything look like a good fit. Yeah. Wait, hang on. Let me pull up my notes.
Sure.
I didn't take a lot.
Yeah. In the meantime, I guess I can keep talking. I mean, I think the heist scenes in themselves are also really good. Yeah, like the you know, you can tell that these guys are seasoned criminals. They know what they're doing. Like seeing them like you know, just like do like they burn the top iron thing and then like poke a hole through like the safe and shit like that, and then like it's very well intricate. Intricate, did I say that? Yeah, fuck me, I don't know. But I liked that sequence in of itself, because like a lot of like smoke, and like the only colors that you can really get from that is like the bright like light that comes from like the top end of that stick. Like the use of color just in general in this movie is really, really excellent. You know, like color like isn't really like, I feel like something like this tends to get overlooked, but like I think just the way it enhances the cinematography in general is like really, really great. You know, I wish like the one complaint I had was, you know, while the cinematography was really nice, it can get a bit obnoxious when it comes to like the action sequences, because it does this slow-mo bullshit thing that I'm just like not digging at all. It's like, is this some like shitty Zack Snyder thing? Like, I don't like this. Can we please just like shoot them normally and move on with our lives? Like, Jesus. Yeah, anyway, Jules, you said you had notes you wanted to jump in with this, or?
Oh yeah. I really liked some of the lighting in scenes, like that shot where like he's talking to that guy on like the I don't know, the pier or whatever, and he gives him like the bread, and like it has like the silhouette of them and like the ocean and shit. Like that was really good, and like I liked the high scenes, like that opening scene. I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. Yeah, it kind of lost me a little bit throughout the middle bit, but yeah, it mostly kept me entertained throughout the entire film.
Yeah, because you seemed a little more. Sorry.
There was times like I wasn't so much of a fan of like the wife character, and like basically like how their dynamic worked. I was like, huh. She basically becomes
a side character like halfway to the movie, which isn't great, but you know, I think like she fulfills her purpose. Like the purpose that she fulfills for the movie is fine. Like the same way how like Jim Belushi is just basically like the friend character. Like he doesn't have a lot of character development either. Yeah, but like he served his purpose. Yeah. So, which by the way, apparently this is the first film that Jim Belushi starred in, which good on him, man.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah, things just kind of went downhill for him after that, but still, yeah, good stuff. So,
yeah. Would you agree that there's some bits that like haven't aged well, like when he's at the adoption office and he's like, "Yeah, we'll take a black girl, we'll take anything."
Yeah, I was like, "Yep, this was made in the '80s, I guess." Yeah, but like,
and that was that. Bit I don't know. And that was that bit where that guy just says the N-word.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like at the same time, it's like it is fitting for James Caan's character. Like it does make sense why he would say things like this. So it's like even if it's dated, it's not like inappropriate. It still fits like the tone and the character. So
It's
but
not
I
like he
really
just said
like
that out of nowhere.
yeah, he just really wanted to say the N-word, I guess.
Well, no, that was what was his name? Leo.
The mob boss. Yeah. I thought he was a really threatening villain. Yeah, I thought he was.
Yeah.
I really liked sort of this two-sidedness that he has, where
Was
he's
that
like,
the dude that got killed at like the very end of the film?
Yeah, the mob boss who was like.
I thought that death was so goofy. It was, it was kind of ridiculous, like tonally inconsistent compared to the rest of the film. Like I was like,
I don't know.
what
Yeah,
is happening?
to be fair,
here?
I thought a lot of the
Tarantino shit, the way
Yeah.
whipping them.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the death scenes in general are kind of goofy. Like the guy who kind of like ran out into like the driveway and then he got shot like there. Like that was kind of goofy, I would say.
I guess, but like that fucking
He had a
scene
bulletproof
inside,
vest
like
or whatever.
that the dude with the pink shirt that just gets like constantly shot at, and then he like dies, and he's like trying to pick up his gun, and then he dies again, and then he wakes up and like gets shot again. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sucks because it's like some of the death scenes were
really quickly.
Yeah, like the ending climax barely happens. It's like not even 15, like 20. It's barely 15, 20 minutes, I think. Yeah. But also at the same time, the movie's not really about that. It's about these like these smaller character moments and like the and like the intricate like heists that like are invested into like, you know, making these heists available and like happen and stuff like that. You know, I know, I understand where you're coming from, Luca. It's like it's not like the most emotionally investing, but like there was a lot like technically that I really liked about the movie, and like, you know, like this like sort of like cold crime movie, like this is sort of my kind of thing. Like I like Michael Mann's films, so I'm more than willing to step aside from sort of like the bigger issues because of like the look and tone of the movie. Yeah. So, but what I was going to mention is that I think the mob boss Leo is in himself. I think he's an actually pretty intimidating villain because he has this like sort of two-sidedness to him. Yeah. Cause it's like, he comes off as very friendly.
Not physically.
Not physically, yeah, of course, but like he comes off very friendly. He's like, "Oh, don't you want to be my friend? Like, I can get you a kid. I can get you like a house, and like, yeah, just you know, I protect my people. Like, I take care of my people." But when he's like being fucked over, he's like clearly mad that like James Caan doesn't want to do more business with him. Like, he kidnaps him, he beats the shit out of him, and there's this really cool like not overhead shot. What's the down angle shot? Where you see from James Caan's perspective, but it's like he's like sort of upside down and stuff like that, and he's like almost, it's like a complete 180 in terms of like his tone and his voice and stuff like that. I thought like things like his presence was really, really not just threatening, but also like adds an extra like spark to like this journey, I guess. So
yeah.
Nice.
I don't have anything really to say.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, I don't know. I understand this not being you guys' thing, as I guess like outside of the technical aspects, like there isn't really much to say anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really got a lot out of this. I've always been curious about this movie because I like Michael Mann's other films. I like Heat. I like Last of the Mohicans. I like Collateral and stuff like that. You know, and I was very curious to see this film.
He's a really good director, but like...
Yeah, very good director.
I don't know, this is one of his stronger ones.
Oh, yeah, I don't think so either. I think I like Last of the Mohicans and Heat more than this. I think I like Collateral more than this now that I think about it. Which, you guys should see all three of those. I mean, how familiar are you guys with Michael Mann's films? I know, Luca, this is the only one you've seen.
Yeah,
this
was the first one I ever saw.
I'm moderately familiar. Like, there's some I haven't seen.
Yeah. You haven't seen Heat, right?
No, I have not seen Heat.
Oh, okay. Well, if you guys don't like this, I think you guys might like Heat.
I'm planning
because
on watching
like
Heat.
Yeah, I think you guys might like Heat because Heat is basically like an improved version of this movie. Like, because it kind of has the same dynamics. It has the same like kind of story about like a seasoned criminal like doing like bank robberies and heists and shit like that. There's this other angle with like Al Pacino as like a cop and stuff like that, but there's none of that in this movie. But it's basically like a much tighter and much like polished version of this film if you're looking for something more to be emotionally invested in, because I think Heat is just a better version of this movie in general. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We do ratings.
Yeah. I will say one more thing. The comically over the top corrupt cops. That was kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
asshole, I'm Italian, you motherfucker.
Yeah, he's like, we're partners. You gotta give us 10%, or else stop being such an asshole. You fucking owe us. That was kind of funny.
Fucking teeth out.
Ironically, those guys like have better Chicago accents than James Caan. Like James Caan doesn't sound like he's from Chicago. He sounds like he's from New York, and he's from New York, and like that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But like the fucking over the top.
He looks
comic,
like he's about to say,
corrupt-
"Hey, I'm walking here."
Yeah, it sounds like that. Yeah. Meanwhile, like the Chicago like detectives, like they seem like actual native like Chicagoans. Like they seem more believable with that. I mean, that's what they call themselves. Yeah.
I know, it's
Yeah.
just funny. It's better than
Yeah.
Cape Tonians, so...
Cape Tonians.
Well, at least,
Yeah.
well, I suppose Luke is the only one that's actually made it work. South Africans, like.
Yeah, South Africans, yeah. Australians works, Americans work.
Australians work.
But when it's for like specific
Americans,
cities, then that's when it starts
Yeah.
getting weird. Like
Melburnian,
Yeah.
Cape Townian, Chicago,
Melbournese.
Yeah.
Melbourne,
Chicago
Cape Townies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, would you guys say this is an accurate representation of America?
I guess
I
so.
mean, I've never been. The
yeah.
only two parts of America I've been to are Los Angeles and Florida, so I think I've seen the worst bits. So, sure.
This is
Yeah.
like a step above from that. Yeah.
America's a lot of
Yeah.
different places, and I think this kind of like crime drama kind of thing like this isn't really something that I typically enjoy. So yeah, I gave this one a 6 out of 10. Like, it was still well made and had a lot of great film making aspects to it, but just something I didn't really connect with that much.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. It had its problems for me, I think, and it didn't keep me 100% engaged throughout the film. But yeah, I was most of the time though. I liked it, and it was a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm giving this one an 8 out of 10. It's closer to a
Nice.
7 than a 9, but because, there are issues, there are problems. I'm not going to, like, deny that, but,
Yeah.
I think in terms of what it's trying to go for, and because I like Michael Mann's films, and, like, it has a lot of Michael Mann-isms in the movie, and especially in terms of, like, the technical aspects, this was really, really well made, and I think I appreciated it from that angle. Yeah, so... Yeah, wow. I'm sorry you guys weren't as emotionally invested in this. I thought you guys would kind of
fine.
find the character interesting. Yeah, so
It was a blind watch.
Oh, yeah,
None
he's
of us
got, like,
had seen it
character.
before, so unless
Yeah.
I think
had you seen it?
Catch That Kid is better. Have you guys ever
oh,
watched Catch That
the
Kid?
fucking movie, the heist movie with Kristen Stewart or whatever.
Yeah. The one that
I can't
every
believe I
critic
know
u-
that movie like from like off memory. That's really disappointing on my end.
Wow.
The movie that
yeah.
the movie that every critic universally gave a negative review, except for Roger Ebert, who gave it a positive review.
Oh my god. I thought you were
Roger
gonna say
Ebert,
like
the king.
the Kino himself. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say
Yeah.
like Armand White or some shit. Like, and that would have made
Even
more
Armand
sense.
White
Yeah.
probably hated it. No, it was Roger
Makes sense.
Ebert.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, that was Thief.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Not
That
as
was
long of
Thief.
not as long of a conversation as I thought, but, still a very rewarding conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if you liked
what can you do?
if you liked it, that's great. Glad you
no,
did.
no, I'm not mad or anything. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm just
okay,
surprised
okay.
that, I thought we would have more to say than what I was
Yeah, I
saying.
just-
but
The
yeah,
lesson
so,
here is
Didn't really
everyone
feel
watch
it. Didn't
Catch
have a
That
lot
Kid.
to say, honestly. But yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to play GTA
We-
5 after this discussion, if I'm being honest.
The thing
yeah.
is,
We
the
wasted
weird
all-
thing
we
is that
used
I've
up
been
all our
playing
discussion
GTA
energy on
5
that.
recently, so I thought I would be into
Oh,
it.
really?
Like I thought I'd be I'd be into it because of like that kind of similar story, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
I guess I just play
totally
GTA
get
to
what,
like blow up shit though, so like
yeah.
yeah.
No, I totally get what you're saying because like I first got into westerns because of playing Red Dead and Red Dead 2,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I must really love westerns because I
Hey.
love Red Dead and Red Dead 2. But I saw a bunch and I was like, I think I just like Rockstar shit. I just like
Who was the
Rockstar western
Magnificent
stuff.
Seven?
Oh, I saw like the first 30 minutes of that and I shut it off. I was so bored. I was like, I don't give a shit about any of this. I guess it's really just
bad movie
Rockstar.
with a really great final battle.
Yeah, or just watch the original, the Seven Samurai movie.
Exactly.
Just watch
Yeah,
that
yeah.
instead. So yeah, which I might also recommend because I
It's a good
also
movie,
want us to
but
talk
it was my
yeah.
movie.
Akira Kurosawa, you Chad. Yeah. Anyway, we can move on to questions now.
Yeah,
if
what
we're
questions have you
up
got
for
for
it.
us?
Hit me
Yeah,
with 'em.
sure. Yeah. Well, so first, this is a question from Antonio that Luca wanted to ask last episode but didn't because
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I had to mow the lawn. That's the rush I was in last episode.
Yeah,
That's
and
why
the
I had to
reason
take
I
a
wanted
rush,
to
yeah.
the reason I wanted to ask this one because it fit the theme of our first like little podcast theme that we had with like countries and locations and stuff. But yeah, you can just say the question to me.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So the question is, what country would you like to visit because a film set in that country/city made you interested?
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Wow,
yeah, I was gonna say the same
I knew
thing.
at least Jules was gonna say that. I knew at least Jules was gonna say that.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
whole
crazy I
reason
still
why,
haven't been, I'm
like,
so near
New
it.
Zealand isn't like
Yeah.
actual Middle Earth, guys. Come on. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
that's
kidding.
what the fake news wants us to believe, but I refuse to believe that.
They said it was
Yeah.
Australia that doesn't exist. Perhaps it was New Zealand all along.
How have you not been to New Zealand? New Zealand is literally right above
I don't
you.
know. My fucking parents used
It's like right
to go,
next to
like,
you,
it
yeah.
seemed bi-yearly.
Can
And I
you
was like,
you
"Fuck,
have to
let me
fly
come
to
with
New
you."
Zealand, right? You can't take a boat.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
I mean,
Oh.
you can, but like it'll take a few days.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like how you
don't wanna
can't
be-
you can't. You need to take a flight to go to Alaska to go to that part of the U.S.
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
take a boat, but it'll take
There's a-
days. Yeah, so
Yeah.
There's a boat called the Spirit of Tasmania that takes you from Melbourne to Tasmania every day. And it's well
Wow.
regarded as like this.
Oh, yeah, I guess that would be like a
gigantic,
tourist
like,
thing, right?
bogan shithole of
Yeah.
a boat.
Oh gosh.
is the stereotype correct when I say that New Zealand is just safer Australia?
Yes,
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I mean
So-
Australia is quite picturesque as well. Like the most times I've ever felt like at peace is when I'm in the country, like of just out in like nature. just
Oh, you're not
chilling.
you're not afraid that like a giant like tarantula is gonna like inject you with poison, or like a fucking dingo's not
fuck
gonna eat
that.
your foot or something like that, you know? Or are you gonna start
We don't
another?
have dingoes
Oh,
in this part
God.
of the country.
Are you gonna start another emu war? I would love to see that shit. So,
Emu.
Emu.
whatever.
It's emu.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm called emus from now on.
Yeah.
Emu.
Yeah. Outside of Lord of the Rings
That's just-
shit. Oh, sorry. Yeah. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, us Australians, we don't give a shit. Like I don't know if you guys have seen the video of the guy squaring up with the kangaroo and he just punches it in the face. Like that's the attitude that like everyone has in this country.
Jesus. I'd be scared to do that because ever since I saw the movie
Yeah.
Kangaroo Jack as a kid, I'd be like, I don't want to square up against a fucking kangaroo.
Yeah,
Which the
I came
movie
face
lied
me and my
to, by
cousin
the
came
way.
face to face with one.
Oh wow.
We came
Oh,
up,
really? How did
we
you
were like
feel
driving
about that?
around their property on like our little tractor, and we just rounded a corner and we came face to face with like this jacked kangaroo.
Oh my god.
He just stared us down until we left, and we we're like, "Fuck this!"
That's
Just seemed to
crazy.
like punch a hole through the windscreen in like one go.
Yeah, that's the mentality I seem to get from the Australian wildlife. They just do not give a fuck
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
the people living there. Yeah, kind of like
even
Florida
wombats,
too.
which are like cute, can kill you. Like they can like crush your face, like if they sit on you.
Oh, really? Sounds like the
Yeah.
kinkiest way to die, if you ask me.
Well, they've also got Wolverine claws as well, so
Hugh Jackman?
Huge. Oh
Yeah.
my god. It makes sense because Australia.
Yeah, that makes
I like how we
no.
just
It's
about,
all
like,
full circle. Yeah.
what country we'd like to visit, and then it's just turned into me describing.
I haven't even answered the question yet.
Yeah, Australian animals.
Yeah, I had
Too
another
good
answer,
either.
but yeah. But no, I said New Zealand, but I had another answer, but I want to hear Luca's
No,
answer
go,
first
go,
before
go.
I give it.
I'll leave my
Yeah,
my gracious answer
well,
for last.
ambiguous.
This is obviously a cliche because I like anime, but Tokyo. Yeah.
Nice.
Tokyo. I want to go to
Tokyo.
Tokyo. I want to go to
I've been
Japan
there.
in general.
It's
Yeah.
very nice.
Oh, really? Oh, I want to go. I'm so
Yeah.
because I used to go to South Korea
Such a
a lot
lovely,
of
colorful
times.
culture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with my family, and it's like, guys, Japan is just right over there. Why can't we go to Tokyo? Like, Jesus, yeah. So,
It's
and
fucking
outside
expensive.
of like, I know. Like, I listen to Trash Taste podcast a lot, and they just talk about how fucking expensive it is to live in Japan and shit. You know, like, I mean, I don't want to live there, but like, I want to like visit. I want to take a vacation for like a week or two or something. You know, so.
I
But
remember it super well. I was really young.
Yeah.
yeah, road trip. We all take a road trip to.
I went on a
You
bullet
can't take a
train,
road trip
Brad
to
Pitt was there.
Japan.
We'll take a bullet train.
Oh god.
Yeah, I went on a bullet train and Joey King was there, I think.
Okay,
yeah.
can I answer the fucking question?
threatening his gun
Holy
with
Yeah,
a
shit.
but go
bullet
ahead.
to be
Yeah,
done.
yeah. Go ahead. Answer the question.
There were
Okay.
these two guys like fighting each other.
Stop. Okay. So a place that I would like to visit because a movie has inspired me to go there. Honestly, like a lot of different locations from like Wes Anderson movies, like even if it's kind of like a
Ooh.
fantasy
yeah.
Like New England.
a fantasy kind of version of those places. Like he manages to capture locations beautifully, and I think like I would more honest I would like to like visit the places that he like that aren't involved with like set design and production design. Like the Life Aquatic has some fucking beautiful imagery of Italy, and the Darjeeling Limited has some beautiful fucking imagery of India, and I'd love to go to those places just based on like the shots in those movies and like the little communities and stuff there. And
I was gonna say, do you want to go to a preparatory high school in America, like in
Yeah, yeah, of
Yeah.
course. I've been in an all-boys school. I never want to do that again. No. But yeah, Life
I
Aquatic,
haven't-
I think.
I was gonna
is
say
a
I haven't
good
seen
shout.
Life Aquatic or Darjeeling Limited. Those are like
Oh,
the
wow.
handful of Wes Anderson movies I
Those
still
are
haven't
like-
seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Life Aquatic captures scenery beautifully, and even the oceans in Life Aquatic. I'd love to go swimming in those oceans and shit like
I'm
that.
sorry,
So
Luke.
yeah, that would be my answer.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Luca, but when you're like describing like the things from like Life Aquatic, all I can picture in my head is like that one photo of Willem Dafoe.
Stop. No,
lighthouse.
have any of you
Stressed
guys seen it?
landscapes, the ocean, and I was like, that's all I can think.
Have
I
any
was
of
gonna
you
say
guys
I want to
seen
go to
it?
the lighthouse in the lighthouse.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, I want to go to New England, like the scene from The Witch.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right.
Iceland always looks
question.
quite beautiful, though.
All right, next. All right, so the rest
Next
of these
question.
questions comes from my friends Dax and Xander. They are the people who do
Thanks,
the
boys.
Timmy. Yeah, they're the ones who do the Timmy and Friends videos with me. So yeah, these are from the boys.
Alrighty.
So I don't remember which one came from Dax and which one came from Xander. So I'm just gonna say collectively from both. So the first question is, what short film would you most want to see minutes before being impaled by a Green Goblin glider?
Short film.
Ooh.
I already had an answer for this ready. I was gonna say the opening scene of Shrek. I think if I saw that before I get impaled, it's told me, I think I'll be a-okay with
Like
dying
that'll ever
afterwards.
happen. Like I'd
Yeah.
ever get impaled by a glider.
After listening to Smash Mouth, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna live forever. Yeah, but yeah, the first 10 minutes of Shrek, yeah, I guess, you know.
I don't know. Don't hug me, I'm scared, actually. Don't hug me, I'm scared. I'd like to watch
You
that
really want to be
before.
traumatized before you die?
No, yeah, why not? I think it's fun. I'm just listing my favorite short film here because I honestly don't know which short film I'd want to watch before getting impaled by the thing from Green Goblin. So,
Wallace and Gromit: The Wrong Trousers.
Nice.
It's technically a short
yeah.
film, even though it's like 30 minutes.
I think just the scene where Ray finds his character, visits the priest. I could just watch that and then just be happy with dying afterwards. Yeah.
And wrestling.
No, not that one. A bullet. A bullet. Made of gold. Gold, yes. 39 carats. 24 carats. Lucas just kind of out of the loop because
I'm like, what?
He's never seen Wallace and Gromit. We really gotta recommend Wallace and Gromit at some point. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to. Like, honestly, like, please, like, Jules, if you recommend Wallace and Gromit for the next episode, I'll be very happy. Point. Oh, not next episode?
I'm not planning on recommending it for this episode.
You bastard.
You'll
Jesus.
see. You'll see what I've got planned for this episode.
Okay. All right. Next question. What films from the 2010s will be remembered by everyone? Are there any that aren't Marvel movies? I would say none Marvel movies.
Fury Road.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that's already a classic.
Yep.
Everything Everywhere All at... Wait, no, that's 2020.
That's
the 2020s.
Parasite?
Yeah, Parasite, definitely.
The Social Network, even though
that's I already said that.
Yeah, that's like right on 2010. Speaking of right on 2010, Black Swan. I mean, it's just a ripoff of Perfect Blue, but, you know, whatever. So...
Yeah, it's hard to think of answers that aren't Marvel movies. Like, I guess all the blockbusters and shit like that, but I guess
I want to ask, like, specific because, like, all these indie films, like, that are critically acclaimed, they're definitely going to be, like, remembered, I mean, classics, like, in the future. But what about, like, actual special effects, like, blockbusters? Because, like, my friend who asked this question, he, like, referenced The Matrix specifically, like, kind of like The Matrix, so I guess, like... I don't know, what's like a Matrix type like movie that's going to be around?
Inception will be around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Paprika ripoff, yeah. So many Satoshi Kon ripoffs that are being remembered in the future. I would say Dunkirk, speaking of Christopher Nolan, if I'm being honest. I liked Dunkirk more than Inception, if I'm being honest.
Like, Arrival type shit like that. That's all going to be
Blade Runner 2048.
Timmy's looking at the same... Luca's looking at the same tab as me right now.
Oh really? I mean, I mentioned Blade Runner 2049. Like if we're speaking Denis Villeneuve's, yeah. So Denis Villeneuve, yeah. So
Gone Girl.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah, I would say that.
Shape of Water.
No, Shape of Water won't be remembered forever. Like
it's gonna be remembered the same. It's gonna the same way that Brokeback Mountain's gonna be remembered as the gay cowboy movie.
Yeah,
that one's gonna be remembered as the fish fucking movie.
I mean,
so
it's
gonna be remembered in some way.
Like, what should we say for this? Like, I don't know, Fast and Furious 7. Like,
I mean, you joke, but that's the good one, directed by James Wan. So,
yeah,
I know.
But yeah, like that's made over like billions of dollars. Like, it'll be remembered forever.
Hereditary.
I think we're listing films that like film bro or like people.
Yeah, we're
people
talking
that
about
love
like casual.
Film will remember forever. But like if we're trying to think of like 2010s movies that like encapsulate 2010s, like
Jupiter Ascending,
Mission Impossible.
That's a good one. Yeah, Mission Impossible.
Oh yeah.
That movie.
Jurassic World.
Yeah, Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Jurassic World Dominion.
No, that's 2020. That's 2020.
The new Star Wars movies. Oh, yeah. I mean, Episode 7 specifically
Force Awakens,
made a ass blast of amount of money. So, like, you know,
Obama entered the press conference early to go watch it.
Yeah, I skipped school so I could watch it. Yeah.
Wait, watch what?
The Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Yeah. Yeah. I guess the last two
might
Avengers
actually be remembered quite a bit. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah. That's
not so much the movie, but probably the hype around it.
The last two Avengers movies, I think the hype will be remembered more than the actual movies themselves. Yeah. So Because I mean, Infinity War was actually like a pretty fun movie. Like I don't give a shit about Marvel, but like I thought the Infinity War was entertaining.
My favorite Marvel film.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. Yeah. Was No Way Home 2010s or was that 2020?
That was last year.
Well, speaking of Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah.
But is that technically a Marvel?
I mean,
I said Spider-Man movie. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, Venom.
Hell yeah, Venom! Gotta go get him, Venom. Did you guys hear me when I said? Did you guys hear me when I said Jupiter Ascending?
Yes, I chose to ignore that.
I thought you were about to say Jumanji though. I was like,
Jumanji?
Oh hell no! No,
Jumanji.
Please don't.
I mean,
Jumanji,
hey, that'll
the
be
next level,
remembered.
the sequel
Any movie
to
with The Rock in
Jumanji
it's gonna be
2017.
remembered. Actually, no, not any movie.
Skyscraper.
Yeah, no, not that
Hell
one.
yeah, that one's gonna be remembered. Yeah.
Rampage. I'm gonna make
mean-
you all watch Rampage sometime.
I mean, we've
I guess
listed a couple. Like,
I guess Deadpool and Deadpool 2, not because I actually like those movies, but because like
Yeah.
they're very
The
culturally
trend they
relevant
set
for like
comedy.
comedy quote unquote,
Ugh.
which is just Ryan Reynoldsism. So can I say
Yeah.
Her? I think Her will be, but I don't know. But I feel like Normie's like that one too. Yeah. Who? Yeah.
I don't think I've
Arrested
ever
Development.
like met someone that's seen Her ever in my life.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Okay. Well, I guess I can't
guy
say
in my
Anomalisa
class-
then. Yeah.
The
So.
guy in my class looked at my letterbox and he was like, "What is Under the Skin?" I've never heard of that movie.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah, I was like in art class and I was like making my own custom like posters for movies, and I was like, yeah, this one's for Eternal Sunshine, this one's for Moonlight, and they were like, what? Well, I've never seen those, and I was like, how? What the fuck? Oh, this person was in film school, by the way. I should probably mention that.
Jesus Christ!
I was like,
gonna say
what?
if they're in
Yeah.
if they're in like normal school, I would understand that, but
Yeah,
not
no,
in film
no.
school.
They
You
were
never
in,
see into
yeah, they
Jesus
were like
Christ.
they were like a substitute
Whenever-
teacher, like from film school, and I was like, yeah, here's. No, they weren't a teacher. They were like just helping out in the art class. They were like helping my art teacher. They were like
Student
a teenager
teacher.
in film school.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, these are the custom film like posters I'm making, and they were like, oh yeah, I haven't heard of some of these, and I was like, how? How? Have you not heard
You're in
of
film school.
goddamn like
At
Moonlight?
School. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of not Moonlight, La La Land, I would say normies really like that one, right?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
La La
no reason to
Land.
say.
And Whiplash, like Whiplash in particular. I know everyone has seen that one. Everyone loves Whiplash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whiplash and just
That's a good
I
one.
guess anything.
Maybe Tarantino
I guess all the
movies
jazz
and,
movies.
Like, Scorsese
I was
movies.
gonna say, yeah,
Yeah.
Django Unchained and Hateful Eight and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Those are the ones that came out in the 2010s, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think out of all of those,
still gotta see that in cinema anymore.
Django. I think Django is the one that everyone remembers and likes the most. But in all honesty, out of those three, I liked the Hateful Eight the most out of those three. I think the Hateful Eight is really
I still
really
haven't
excellent.
actually seen that one. I'm waiting. My
Oh, you
cinema
haven't
does
s-
70mm.
You haven't seen the Hateful Eight?
I'm waiting for it to come back to 70mm.
You're gonna wait a long time there, buddy. So.
I
No,
haven't
no,
seen it either.
my cinema, my local cinema worships Tarantino because he he
Oh,
actually
okay,
visited
yeah.
my local cinema once.
Really?
They were showing it in 70mm.
And now they have a statue
It's like
of
a
him
big claim to
there,
fame.
like his fingerprint, like when he like brushed past one of the curtains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because he
Samuel
sniffed the
Jackson, I
feet
think, is
of
there as
one
well.
person this one time in this one place. It's dedicated to Tarantino. Yeah, yeah. I gotta rewatch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That out of those three, that's the one I've seen the least
Oh, I
amount of
love
time.
that
So
film.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
I love that
I gave
one.
it a 7, but I can imagine myself bumping it up higher at some point. So yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I love that
that's
one
pretty
anymore.
much. I think we've said.
Yeah, we really nailed
Most
that
of the main
question
one.
to the
We
ground.
really
Yeah.
had that one down.
Hell yeah, nailed it. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Third question. What movie would you want to show a future partner? Well, I guess in this case, Luca, just your regular partner, which best exemplifies you.
No
so,
need
like,
to
what
flex,
movie?
Luca.
Yeah. Whatever. Go fuck yourself. So.
Yeah, I don't. I guess
So,
I
like,
could
if you
go
went on
for-
a hot date with your
No.
future partner or
Oh,
partner.
okay. Yeah, if I took out
yeah,
Jasper
yeah.
and I was like, hey, even though you've known me for like 7 years, here's a movie that's really me. um, fuck, I don't know what I would pick.
I know this is a hard question because if I am trying to meet my future waifu, I have no idea what movie I'm going to show them, and that best
You
exemplifies
just
me.
order one off Amazon. The pillows are
Like-
really cheap.
Like A Clockwork Orange is my favorite movie, but I'm never in a million years gonna show my future wife A Clockwork Orange. Maybe like 10 years into the relationship, but
It's
not
bad
on like a
news for
first
people
date
who
or
have Gone
anything.
Girl as their favorite movie.
Actually, I
that's
think I've got a
very
good
very
one.
bad news. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I mean I talked about it earlier, but like The Life Aquatic probably. I'd be like, I love Wes
Wes Anderson is
Anderson.
a pretty
I
good
love
one.
the ocean and free diving, and I love good movies, and that's all my personality traits. So here, watch this. Yeah, but as like me as a
Ouch.
person, oof, I don't
Yeah.
know.
That describes all my personality.
What breaks down my? Oh, here's a good one.
That or Joker.
Joker.
Fuck, yeah.
Yeah, American Psycho.
Here's
Yeah, American
here's
Psycho. Drive.
Here's a good one. I whenever I'm in a new relationship, I always get my girlfriend to watch the Cornetto trilogy purely because I just want to see if they have the same sense of humor as me. But if they don't,
That's a
it's usually a
test.
bad sign. Yeah, because I showed in high school, I showed my high school girlfriend like Shaun of the Dead, and I was like, this is one of my favorite comedies. And like so many times throughout the movie, she got bored and she like wanted to like, you know, do PDA stuff, and I was like, babe, can you please just stop kissing me and just watch Simon Pegg navigate his life by buying a Coke bottle? God damn it, Jesus.
Stop being horny. We need to watch Edgar Wright Kino.
Yeah, I should have
Did
just
the
put on.
relationship end that night?
No, it went on for a couple more weeks, so or months. I actually don't remember. It was
Until
high
you showed
school. It was
until you
like,
showed her Hot Fuzz.
you know what? I should have showed her Hot Fuzz because I
was
think
the
Hot Fuzz
breaking
is
point.
Hot Fuzz was the breaking.
Hot Fuzz
Like I
is
would.
the best.
I mean, the perfect waifu would just be someone who agrees with me that, yep, The World's End is the best one of the Cornetto trilogy. But
No,
I don't expect
no,
anyone to
no.
think that same way, so I just, like... but if they don't even like Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz, then it's like, I don't know what I can do for you then, so, you know. My friend told me I should have started with Scott Pilgrim, but I was like, that's a terrible idea. I would not want that to be the
Yeah,
first
no.
thing that
Baby
that I
Driver's
show.
It's a
probably
bit
the
too
most
kind of
accessible
fringe
one.
even for...
From
Yeah,
Edgar
I would
Wright.
say Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, too. Yeah. Or maybe I should just show them Last Night in Soho and lock a door or something. I don't know. So
I don't know. I can see how people could like that movie. Like, yeah.
This is the movie
Did
we
you
watched
answer,
to have an
Jules? Did
excuse
you
to
answer
get bored.
genuinely?
Oh yeah,
No,
I was gonna
I-
say probably,
yeah.
probably just Lord of the Rings.
All right.
all right. So a common man's answer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think other ones for me would maybe be like
I'm kidding.
Eternal
Actually,
Sunshine.
maybe-
Probably. Like
Yeah.
connect to those characters.
Sorry, what
Stuff
movie?
like
I
that.
didn't catch that.
Eternal Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine.
Oh yeah.
Cause I connect to those characters.
I don't know.
and
I
stuff.
wouldn't. That would be like a couple months into the relationship.
Yeah,
for me, 'cause,
actually,
like,
no,
if
yeah,
I
you're right.
if I showed someone because
You break
I
out Eternal Sunshine at
'cause,
3
like,
months in.
if I'm gonna show a romance movie to someone, the movies like on a first date, the movies I'm showing are stuff like Howl's Moving Castle or something. I am not showing like
Oh, that's
her
what I was
Eternal
gonna
Sunshine.
say.
Yeah.
I would actually just save
Howl's
my
Moving
profile
Castle.
picture. Fucking Ariete, like that encapsulates my vibes and stuff. I think, like
Yeah, I guess so.
like
yeah.
fairies, nice.
Sorry, did you say
things.
furries?
No, I said fairies.
Fairies.
All right.
I think you meant to say the Lion King there, buddy. Yeah. Which also wouldn't
the
be a
other-
bad option either. Yeah. So,
I guess
Oh
so.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Awesome.
Jules, would
Probably-
you show Wallace and Gromit on a first date, or?
Oh, of course, we're bringing out all the Wallace and Gromit DVDs. We're gonna watch the wrong. We're gonna watch the wrong trousers. We're gonna watch a Grand Day
Yeah.
Out. We're gonna watch a Close Shave.
I don't really have an
Loaf of
answer
Death.
because I've already shown Jasper all these movies. So my
And does he
answer
like all
is
them?
my
What was-
partner
what was the
already
first one you
knows
showed
me.
him?
That's my answer.
Yeah. Maybe we
What
should
was
just
the
show
first
them.
one you showed?
I don't remember. That was ages ago.
Oh, okay.
Was it Eternal Sunshine? If I Jesus Christ.
No, it wasn't
If I know you
Eternal
at all, it was
Sunshine.
probably Eternal Sunshine. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
DreamWorks
It's probably
movies in
Fantastic Mr.
general.
Fox.
Sorry, what? Fantastic Mr. Fox? Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah.
You know what I can
Yeah,
do? I can
and,
go on
Raiders-
my Letterboxd diary and scroll all the way
Raiders
down.
of the Lost Ark and Mad Max Fury Road. Those are the ones that show. Those are my
Oh,
favorites.
you know what? I did this recently. I definitely did this recently. SpongeBob the SquarePants movie. SpongeBob SquarePants the movie. Hell yeah. Hell
Oh my
yes. The SpongeBob movie. You
Oh, no,
joke, but
to
that
10.
is... That will get you a date. Yeah, that is a 10. Double feature of the SpongeBob SquarePants
this is
movie
a lovely
into 10.
one. According to
What one?
my Letterboxd, which I only started logging things in 2019. The first thing I can remember watching with Jasper is Midsummer, so that's just a great one.
Lovely.
Oh god, that would be a terrible way to start a relationship.
We
watching
definitely
Midsummer.
watched movies before that though, like together.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
But that's the first one that I logged on Letterboxd, so there we go.
Yeah, I think my first ever Letterboxd movie was Kung Fu Panda. I don't regret that. So, yeah, or maybe How to Train Your Dragon. Fuck, I don't know. It was a DreamWorks movie. I know that for sure. So, yeah, I was saying
think mine was
DreamWorks
like,
movie. Like, no joke, How to Train Your Dragon. I would show that like on a first date.
Oh,
Hell yeah,
yeah.
I would do that. Yeah, like the music itself is already
does
sets
that
up like a great
encapsulate
romantic.
you? That's the
I would
thing.
say so because that was my
Okay.
favorite movie when I was 10. Like that was
Alright,
like my
alright.
go-to childhood movie. Yeah, like and even as an adult,
what's
there's
that-
a lot
what's
I
that
really
famous
love
message you
about
sent?
movie. What?
What's that?
The I said a lot
Seeing
of
the
messages.
first Dragons movie was that it. Seeing the first Dragons movie made me as excited as the first time I saw my first anime teddy.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. That's pretty accurate. Yeah. So
Alright.
because
That's the first
if anime gave me physical lust, then How to Train Your Dragon gave me emotional lust. So. Because no
Well, it
joke,
was
the music in
simping
that
for
movie
Asterisk.
is yes, I was. Don't even joke about that. And the music like set the perfect tone for a romantic evening. Like the fucking like the flight music that plays. Yeah, like the flight
think that-
music that
that-
plays when like Hiccup and Astrid go on a flight. Like that's romantic as shit. I'd play the fuck out of that. So.
Oh, the first movie I ever logged on Letterboxd was Cool Cat Fights Coronavirus,
Hell yeah, nice.
followed by Fast and Furious 9.
Oh my god.
Nice.
That
so
is quite
real
something.
Kino shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I started.
Anyway, are we done giving our answers for this
Yeah.
one? We've spent more time in this Q&A section than the actual film discussion.
Yeah, we should
Jesus.
probably like wrap it up.
Yeah, I have one more question to wrap
okay,
things
one
up.
more.
It's a nice one.
Okay.
So, what movie would be best improved by the Get Sex Morbius dance from Morbius? Suicide Squad. Jared Leto's in that one too. Yeah.
Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Oh, but that's already perfect. We don't want to add more perfect to that. So.
Venom.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, Venom. I was
don't
gonna say
know.
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille?
If God, what was the human's name again? Linguini. If Linguini, while being controlled by Remy,
Oh, you know what
did
actually would be funny?
did the get sex dance thing to seduce Colette, that would be fucking awesome.
If there was a multiverse in Everything Everywhere where people just did that dance and it like showed up for like a few seconds, that would improve that
Oh, hell
movie.
yeah.
That would improve
Definitely.
that movie.
Most
There is no doubt in my
definitely.
mind that the Morbius memes we referenced in season 4 of The Boys.
Oh, you think?
Great.
Oh, there is no doubt in my mind. It will most
Jules, did you
certainly
have an
happen.
answer for this?
I don't know. I don't know.
Any
Babe.
movie.
You guys watch Babe?
Babe Pig in the City.
Climax.
No.
Climax, that's a good one. Yeah.
Suspiria.
Climax. Have sex.
Black Swan.
Up. Instead of the opening montage and Up, they just do Carl just does the get sex Morbius dance
my God.
for 10 minutes and stands. That would be awesome. I think any Pixar movie in general.
I'll make that edit of like dance party endings from like DreamWorks movies, just but with the have sex song.
Oh, Shrek, like unironically
Yeah,
would be
Shrek.
better if it had the get sex Morbius
Have
dance.
sex.
Yeah. Instead, like the scenes where
What?
Shrek
Get
Shrek
out of my
and
swamp and have
yeah.
sex.
And if Shrek really wanted to get Fiona to like him, he should have just done the get sex Morbius dance thing
Oh
instead
my
of
god.
doing animal abuse by blowing a frog into a balloon or whatever. Like, Jesus. Every Marvel movie, I would say, would also be better with the Morbius dance. Just saying, yeah. So
We
now that I
did
think about
it.
it, pretty much every movie would be better with the Morbius dance thing. Like, let's just be real and honest with ourselves. So, yeah.
No.
Anyway, yeah, that's the end of questions. We did it.
So,
Okay, what are we
my
recommending for?
recommendation- My recommendation is it's a trilogy of films.
Oh, I wonder
Oh,
which
I wonder
one.
which one it is. Yeah.
No. You don't know what one it is.
Okay.
It's a.
I have two guesses on
pretty-
what it is, and I.
It's a pretty.
I'm
big
excited for
block.
one of
okay,
them.
Well, actually, no. Give us your guess.
Lord of the Rings.
No,
That's what
well,
you want to
yeah,
recommend.
that was one of my
Yeah.
That was
No,
one of my guesses.
no.
Yeah. And
No.
No.
the second one was that
Okay,
what were they called?
this is
The
gonna be-
shitty ones that you said you loved the trilogy
Hobbit.
ironically or whatever.
Oh no, Jules.
Oh no, the after.
Oh, is that what you're recommending?
No.
Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
thank
recommend
God.
it.
Yeah.
Jesus. Thank Christ.
It's not too late to change.
No.
Okay, what's your recommendation?
It is a Gore Verbinski's Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh my God.
That's actually
Yeah.
legendary. Holy shit!
Honestly, that's a good recommendation because I
Yeah.
haven't seen any of the Pirates movies in so long.
Same.
So yeah, that's honestly good fucking choice. Wow, I'm
that's a
actually
great
kind of
one.
excited. Yeah, that's a great
Fuck
one.
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. Wait,
So only the first
so that-
three. Yeah.
I
only
was
the
gonna
first
say,
three.
does that means we don't have to watch the ones afterwards, right? Because I've never seen. Well, I have seen those and they're fucking awful, and I don't want to watch them. this is exciting. I haven't seen these movies in
Same.
so long. Yeah, I must have been a kid the last time I saw these movies.
Yeah,
so.
wow. I actually
was
really love
genuinely
that
excited,
first
yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean movie, so I'm hyped.
I
I'm
remember
hyped.
really enjoying the first, even the second one. I remember enjoying parts of it. I think I saw that one in theaters. That was the first Pirates movie I saw in theaters. So yeah, this is really exciting. I'm really hyped and awesome, like excited for this. Yeah, thank you for this
Yeah,
recommendation.
hell yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this discussion. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled for the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy directed by Gore Verbinski, make sure you watch them because we're going to spoil the shit out of them. So please watch them before we discuss.
Hell yeah. Leave more
hell
questions
yeah.
too, everybody.
Yeah. This was Johnny Depp before Amber Heard. So this will be exciting. Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye.